6. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. After some very, very unfortunate circumstances, we unfortunately did not get to see the entirety of Map 1, but have no fear, we're back again for Map 2. And from the last map, if as you know, we missed, I believe it was Monday Morning Chapel that was won it, and they won. Judging off the round count, was somewhere within overtime. Probably did go to max rounds, knowing the way that this game ends up happening. And of course, I am Keldev here tonight, joined here tonight by Coinman.
Hello.
And yeah, hopefully we are going to be able to stay alive for the second map, as we have a different observer now. So more than likely, unless she's also under Spectrum and lives in the same area, should be fine. And apparently, I'm having sound issues, which I'm not definitely going.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit of sound issues here. And I guess I'll be the one who's talking most of the time here as we are getting ready to head into the map, which I believe is Clubhouse, based on what I have been told. Whether or not that's true, I'm not entirely sure.
It seems my internet has stabilized. And it looks like apparently I'm the one that's also on Spectrum, even though I'm in Canada.
No, not Spectrum!
Oh, boy. It's okay. The Boonies' internet will always hold. Even when all the city people's internet fail, mine will still stay alive for some goddamn reason. Makes no sense, but it just does.
I'm also in the Boonies, so that works out, eh?
Yeah, we'll be the last one standing. Everyone will crash except for us.
Yes, exactly.
We sacrificed our high-speed internet for high-stable internet.
Yes, high-stability internet, yes.
There we go. That's the words.
High-stable internet, yes.
Highly stable.
No, we don't have any adverbs here. It's just high-stable.
Yeah. It's okay. We're just... For sake of efficiency, you ever watch The Office? You ever see that skit with Kevin just being like, for efficiency, he's gonna just cut out half the words? Yeah, I should just start doing that in all casts to the point where nothing makes sense.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening. I mean, like, that seems like exactly what's going to happen today. We will start making no sense as we are eventually going to start up and just watch the nonsense.
And then halfway through, we'll end up speaking a whole different language. I'll probably cut into some French somehow, and I don't know if you know how to speak any languages and what to.
We'll see. Quebecois is not French, so I can understand Quebecois, but I cannot speak it. So
yeah, I'm still learning myself again. After elementary school system in Canada makes you learn it till like grade 9 as mandatory, and then after that it's just free for all whether or not you want to keep taking it. So my memory is a little, but it's still there. Started here as we have attack for University of Montréal, and because of the last map, they are walking in with the one map deficit, so they're going to be wanting to really, pull out all the different tricks and tips out of here in order to pull out this win against Monday Morning Chapel and be able to take this to the decider of Oregon.
Yeah, I will be very excited to see Oregon, mostly because it's next to, I don't know, did we add theme park to our map rotation? I honestly don't remember these days. I just see whatever people throw at me. But either way, it's definitely the freshest map, as they did all the extra fun things to it. And now we go all the way in. Whole ladder. Now suddenly we get to see what the bands are. So we got Maverick Monty. Makes a lot of sense. Monty's extremely powerful, especially up in CCTV Cache. And then Maverick, so that it makes Cache a lot more difficult to get open. Valkyrie banned again. This is more or less the same spread we saw before. I have to assume that the power of the Monty is what caused, I believe, that would be UDEM, so that would be University of Montreal, to ban out the Monty, because MMC was the one using it prior. And now we'll get to see what this last ban is as we head into the first round. And the last band is Mira, so we actually have the same defensive bans here. And the attacker bans are slightly different. No Thatcher ban, and no Nomad ban, so we will see a little bit more roaming. So we get to see Nomad doing all the fun stuff.
And of course, apparently I get to take on Duke's final stand of just having spotty internet. So if I do end up turning into a robot, apologies in advance. But it seems to be somewhat stable right now, so we should be fine. And to answer your question earlier, Theme Park is in the rotation, I believe, since it got added alongside Oregon around the same time.
Yep.
So it should be in there.
Yay. So we get to see Bandit. So it looks like we're going downstairs today with Maestro, Bandit, Jaeger, and Kaid, and Smoke, of course. Bandit hot swapping to something else. We have Zofia, Buck, Habana, Thatcher, and Thermite. So it looks like we got switching to the Pulse, 6-picking onto that. So it looks like we got 90% of the same attacking comp. Well, we never saw any of the Montreal's attacking comp, so I actually can't comment on that. But it looks similar to what CCM's attacking comp does.
Yeah, we could definitely confirm that they are bringing 5 teammates in for the attacking comp. That's about it.
Yes, we can confirm that they have a full squad.
It looks like they will be going for a bit of a... Looks like so far a standard setup. Not really seeing anything too crazy just yet, as we do have actually the Cade going all the way upstairs here. I wonder what he's going to be up to, as it looks like he was hunting down some drones. Didn't really put anything down within that area, unless I didn't miss anything either. So I guess he, you know what, he's trying to find the Jackal footprints and allow them to just scan him and
yes.
just, sacrifice himself. It's the advanced play there.
Yeah, with the advanced play we're seeing of making all the footprints, that's why you have the heavy man go upstairs as something that's pretty common on this map is to have the heavy man go on the hatches so that when you try and do the Jackal scan, it doesn't do a whole lot. Also importantly, Jackal is not banned but also not chosen, as we got a quick hit catching the spawn peek, I have to assume, of the Kaid.
Oh, that is a far angle there. He really tried to, I'm guessing he tried to do it with the pistol out too, and fortunately just got blasted by the Buck here right before he can even get things started.
Yeah, right through kitchen window. That was a ballsy play that he ended up doing here, and now it looks like we're opening up all this stuff. I see his eyes onto an operator. Looks like either Klimps or Kaifor. If it was the C4 being thrown, there's definitely the pulse of the Maestro is really low right now. Holy cow. He dies if he just gets hit by a flashbang at this point, I think.
And with all this pressure going on around him, with the, you know, hatch being open, holes being open in the same area, he's definitely going to be trying to figure out where he could play with the 1 HP, and his options are very limited here. See if he's able to pull anything out later on, as we do have Platt starting to push and hold angles onto the blue utility room here, as we have Jaeger just holding it down, trying to sit here and see if he can catch anyone looking the wrong way as they walk down, as the rest of the 2 team members of UDM going to be walking down main stairs, pinging out the camera and trying to plan their next plan of attack here. It does look like they will be dropping down Moto soon.
Yep, the Thatcher dropped into Moto. It looks like they might doing it here as the smoke's going out, and I think the impacts are gone. So it looks like we're going to be getting the wall behind bar open here, as the smoke is kind of trapped here, getting tagged all the way from those stairs here, smoking it out so they can't get in with a minute 15 left. That was a really deep smoke. Probably not exactly where that smoke wanted it to go. As you see Maestro Cam looking all the way down the long hallway, getting everyone tagged here. The Maestro dead here. As Platt's coming in, Platt tagging 2, coming down blue stairs, gets refragged by Kaifor here. So you're walking clean through the smoke and gets tagged while planting behind bar. Now we're in a 4v1. And Kaifor tags 1. He would have to get the full ace here to clean this one out.
He does get spotted out, however. Does still have the scanner if he decides to go for it, but time is ticking. He doesn't have too much time. He's going to have to be pushing in here. Sees the bullet trail, is going to figure out roughly where the IQ is, but it looks like instead... Oh, sorry, the Habana. And it looks like Banana's just going to absolutely stop him with that secondary SMG there.
Yeah, that was a wild attack there. It looked really close, and they almost got it done there. So now we are going to be moving on to the second site, or on the same site, I should say, since the defense lost, which incidentally will be Church Arsenal again. Maybe Kaid won't get spawn peeked as he did the last time. It's also quite possible he was late on. I couldn't tell if he was spawn peeking or just late on the rotate back down from kitchen. Could be either based on where he died. So
yeah, it looks like he's going to be opting to go to CCTV instead, bringing out the bandit to help kind of prevent the wall from being open. However, honestly, with this way that this map has aged, it is absolutely impossible to keep that bandit wall tricked, especially with like the different various strategies you've seen people pull off. You got the good old fashioned just bring Zofia below, blast it open from below. You have Thatcher who's not banned, so he's just gonna be straight up picked. You're gonna be able to just get rid of the batteries that way. And you just peek every single angle around in garage if you're able to control, or even just go for the very long one from outside the window and try to see if you catch him peeking his head out. And honest to God, if this bandit is able to hold for say around more than 30 seconds to a minute, somewhere around that area, I feel like he probably did his job.
I mean, there aren't any frag grenades, and if they put a shield up there, do they have any shields? No shields, but a Wamai. I mean, they might be able to tag the Zofia charges, right? Depending on how the Wamai set them up, they might be able to get the drone hole charges, but there isn't really a good way as long as they can defend the buck downstairs.
If he can at least take away one of those Zofia charges away, that will still keep the bandit alive. As if you place 2 impact charges right beneath that bandit, he's instantaneously dead. Like they may as well blink and the guy is gone. So,
well, I was talking about more.
Save his life.
Yeah, I was talking about more so the Grismont disruption through the drone hole as they already got garage open. Holy cow. That's a quick one as the guy's retreating back into the main like foyer next to stock.
This right here is the benefits of bringing double hard breach. You're just able to use that utility out wherever you please and not even have to think about it.
I think that's the fastest garage breach I've ever seen. Or close, as Platts tagged.
Stairs.
Yeah, because he was proning all the way through the main entrance by where the motorcycles are.
And if you're bandit right now, knowing that your low cover is gone, you are scared. And as you see here, it looks like only one charge did hit him, so he's going to stay alive, even though he's very, very hurt. He can get some shots thrown across, but none of them connect with each other. But Wiz going to get taken down from the Maestro, just holding down left click with, looked like almost no recoil there as well.
Yeah, that's good recoil control from him. As now we're trying, as it looks like we accidentally hit the, as is always, persistent reload bug here. Now we're in a 4v4 situation here, as they're trying to engage the buck with the ACOG on short measure here. I can't tell exactly who's trying to engage. I think it's the Jaeger here. Yeah, the bandit actually. Decent gun to engage at this distance here as he narrowly gets doesn't get flashed out. Platts gets in on 2, coming in and then gets refragged from the stairs from Klimps. Looks like he dropped down. Now we're getting a rotation back downstairs. Am I actually tag him from behind here? And it looks like he does. Silence getting Klimps here. Now we're in a 2v3 situation with 1.5 minutes left. This was a wildly quick round here as the Bucks are coming in upstairs and barely saw the head and missed from the Wamai.
Yeah, at this point he knows he needs to rotate a little bit further back because that rotation hole is still there. He is able to walk onto site for free if he wants to. However, we still have Buck, creating massive destruction from below, kind of just trying to stop anyone from playing on site that safely. And he's judging for positions. It is definitely working. So as we have Kaifort inside construction and Men playing here below site, trying to see if he can catch the Buck off guard. As the Thermite's going to be walking in, taking down Kaifort, bringing things all down to Men. We've seen this guy frag out last time with just non-stop headshots, so he's definitely the man to be able to get this clutch out, but unfortunately his crosshair placed on the wrong corner will not find Bananas, and Bananas will take him out before he can even get started.
Yeah, in that particular case there, it seemed like the scope, so the hazard of using the hollow sight is that you got a really big scope bezel, and that's what actually blocked the head, I think, or at least within vision.
Yeah, the head was like slightly visible, but it was like, so it was over the hollow by a little bit, so it probably was just more so like tunnel vision on him, just focusing on the one spot and not realizing there was motion above his scope because, as you said before, the scope's kind of large.
Yep, and that's the big thing between the hollow and the reflex, is that the hollow has a little bit less vision there. As now we're going back to CCTV cache, Sophia, Buck, Habana, Thatcher, Thermite, so basically the same comp coming in from University of Montreal. And then on the defensive side, we have Smoke, Maestro, Bandit, Jaeger. Again, basically the same thing. Let's see if the Mozzie will be able to pull something out instead of the Mute here.
Yeah, it looks like they will be sticking to this team here. And I can't remember exactly. The second floor is CCTV repeat, yeah?
Yes, it was.
Defenders, protect your bomb.
I'm kind of curious, to see any adaptations I'm trying to hold below. Like, kind of got a prone peek onto the staircase, took out the cover that was going to be there, and in the end just lost the wall really quickly. And especially, I do think, considering only one of the charges hit the wall, that they did catch one of the charges off the line, so I'm kind of curious to see as well if they'll try to kind of expect that there'll be some sort of my coverage from below and possibly just not go freely, because you never know. He might just double up this time or move his positioning and cause it to be cover this bandit entirely. So here's see how that one rolls it out. I'm actually kind of curious on why they're like they didn't bring Cade, and I mean like part of the whole push was they did manage to take the garage wall quickly, and Cade would probably help stop that. But you know maybe they're just already kind of signing off that the garage will be lost at some point, and we'll just end up playing for a retake maybe. I'm not too sure.
Yeah, because you can Kaid from on the catwalk, so I find it rather. Oh, that's a good drone placement. And it looks like and he whiffed on the spawn peak. Oh no, the Jaeger down.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and it looks like we're getting garage wall open again. I don't know if anyone's up on the catwalk. I heard a C4 rip from somewhere. I don't even know who had that.
It looks like we have the Maestro playing on the catwalk here, and he's going to be put in a very tricky situation where someone could just enter in below him and peek him at a harder to peek angle, and there's a pre-placed nitro cell somewhere around that.
Yeah, what happened was it looks like Castro was throwing the C4 and got killed in the middle of the throw animation, so it's just going to be perpetually beeping forever.
That's, oh my goodness. Down will Platts go. I'm not entirely sure on how that one occurred, but CP also getting a kill on the silence here. Gonna be a nice kill. Looks like we're gonna be getting some nice shots and angles just being lined up on the Maestro. It looks like they will match down him, but Men gonna try to cover him, run out, immediately get the headshot with the SMG-11 for a double. Platts on 1 HP because able to use the stand from Zofia, and we'll start to help clean up, taking down Kaifor here, as now Mend is on a 1v2. However, this is still a winnable situation for him as we are a bit low and he is playing a smoke, so he will be able to stop Platts from pushing altogether and put fear on Banana, making him go slower here, catching the head of Banana, getting himself a triple kill. Now he just needs to get one bullet into Platts and he could win this whole thing. Possibly
and he might
even just get the gas grenade.
And I think he'll get up to Kaid.
Will he get it? Oh, no. Not just quite as. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say like he managed to peek and kill the therm. Actually, that was off time. There we go. That's why. And then yeah, you see here just tipped himself into the smoke, taking him out immediately. It kind of looked like the barbed wire kind of killed him in a way.
Yeah, because I think it immediately procs when you walk in, right? Like as soon as you walk in, it procs once. Yeah. So must have just trying to avoid the edge and then just walked in a hair too far because that was a withstand. So I forget how much gas deals these days. Is it like 15 per tick or something? It's a lot.
Honestly, it just feels like your entire health bar once you're in it.
Yeah. So that was a very good defense and a fantastic clutch by Men there. Holy cow, doing the solid carry. Now I was kind of curious about how much carry he did on the ladder on the back half of the on Villa, because it seems like he is just giving it his all and just full sending it on that one.
The man is having a good day, and he's just absolutely, it is definitely showing as he is playing. Being able to get really smart plays and headshots all around. Really, really interested to see how this one turns out, especially with like the last map. Like when we disconnected, it was like around like I know there was a 4-2 split, and then we ended up into like max OT. Like those were like the remember off of those rounds, like any round that UDM did win, it did look very convincing in their favor. Like they were trying out a lot of like experimental sight holds, and it was working very well for them as the Monday morning chapel just weren't able to kind of adapt as well to them at like in the middle of the game. So I'm kind of curious to see if maybe like, or would have been curious to see if that's pretty much they ended up finding their own adaptations and finding a good strategy against it, or you know maybe UDM swapped it up and started doing more traditional holds, thinking that those more new holds and experimental holds wouldn't work 2 times in a row.
Yeah, now we're heading back downstairs here. Looks like we're doing a basic hold here. Only a 3-man hold downstairs, it seems, with 2 people upstairs. I wonder if we'll get a tag. Nope. Kaid's moving back downstairs, so he won't be tagged on the spawn peak. It looks like we have a single roamer upstairs and Mozzie just trying to get the last. Oh no, he might tag one. Yep, he got the Havana because the Havana walked right into it. Oh no. You can see that coming too from a mile away because we have the outlines. Oh no.
Hate to see stuff like that happen. My god. It looks like I'm gonna open up the barricade, let the Mozzie back in. This point, just play a heavy anchor. I mean, Clubhouse is most definitely the map to just 5-man anchor. Realistically, in terms of upper floor control, it's kind of hard to hold as you have a lot of like single routes to run for rotations, and in the end you can get cut off very easily. Not only that, but there is a lot of surface area in the basement floor to cover, and 5 people being down there, not a bad idea altogether.
Also, that was important that it was the Habana killed, which is really big. And we did see one C4 gone and whiff from the Pulse. However, they brought a 4 C4 crew. So that Pulse is going to be doing overtime to try and clear out the top floor.
I imagine their comms are going to be like, okay, he's right here. Your turn. Throw up your C4. Okay. And we got a kill. Looking for the next one. Oh, your turn. Throw up your C4.
Yeah, but it looks like they're going to try and get the hatch right now with the Thatcher. It looks like they're flashing, or sorry, Thermite flashing down. C4 number 2 gone. And then a wild spray here tagging, it looks like both the Buck and the Zofia a fair amount here. Just
I believe it was
really...
the Monster started there, and he also downed him.
Yeah, this is actually a pretty solid hold here with a minute and a half left or abouts. Let's hear as Silence managed to get CB, who was on the sliver of health, but that C4, I believe, had already been used. So now we are in 2 C4 and the Pulse still around here. That hatch is still not open.
Just putting down breaching charges, opening all around the hatch, but not the hatch itself. I assume at this point they're kind of more so thinking like, you know, we have holes open all around it. There's probably no way we're actually going to get a proper hold on it. Just, oh my goodness, this guy is just sitting right there by the breach, trying to go for some nice peeks. They know where he is, though. He's going to get free-fired out. Max Paney going to get the kill. And now at this point, we got Klims and Kasha trying to pull this one back. Gets one kill, gets the kill on the diffuser. Klims on a tear right now. 1v2 situation. Platts needs to pull this one out and try to bring back the kill for himself, walking and pre-firing into the corner. However, wrong corner, and then Klims peeks the other side and gets the headshot onto Platts and stops the MCC, or sorry, stops UDM from being able to push in. Klims with the clutch.
Yeah, we noticed there one of the downsides of the ACOG, because you saw him and it took so much effort to pan over and get him, as you know there. So that's where you can see ACOG is not that amazing at close range. We saw the slight detriment there, because that may have been winnable with a, I'm putting normal in quotes, but not a zoomed sight. But that was a fantastic hold there coming in from CCM. Very, very solid get. And now they're going to gym bedroom. I'm always very curious about how this one works, especially with how they decide to do jacuzzi wall.
Yeah, from the look of it, they are bringing the castle, so you're going to get a little bit more of the traditional, like, put up 2 castles. I'm going to guess put down, like, every single Jaeger device inside the gym, because honestly speaking, that's where you're going to get all the action. You want to delete utility, just put all, like, it sounds stupid, but if you just put all of them in there, they're going to have to kill it one way or another, because most teams are going to see that as their objective to open, and, you know, deleting utility is really its job, so why not?
Yep, and it looks like they're just going to do the standard bandit on jacuzzi here, and it looks like they're bringing a sledge, which is going to be rather exciting, because I assume that they smartly, or I wouldn't say, but they acutely realized that they were likely going up into gym, and sledge is the best way to clear out this castle barricades in an efficient manner without using too many resources. And I do love that we do get to see the full 25 sledge hits in the display here.
Huh. So, if you look at their setup here, they are opening up the long sight into cash room here, fully reinforcing the walls as much as they can to prevent any entry and kind of funnel them through the one castle barricaded door, giving him also an ADS in case he gets flashed out. I'm a little bit curious about the castle barricade on the window. I kind of feel like that one could be kind of done without, although I could understand they're trying to like cover the rotate, but generally speaking, if you can sit inside cash room for the entire round, it's not a bad angle to hold, assuming the rest of your team can cover the entrance there. So, kind of curious to see how this one will turn out for them, as some parts of the setup look a little bit funny.
Yeah, especially like that cache. They have 2 out of the 3 walls there for that cache panel. So I'm not entirely sure. Do they have all of
reinforcement?
Yeah, and they don't even have the panel into the connector there on the top done from the small office there. Is that logistics or small office?
Yeah, logistics.
Yeah, from logistics.
Ooh. Okay, they did get the first one open, and they do have the sledge to get rid of the thing, so they did have a little bit to spare. Gonna get some shots put into Platts here. Not enough to kill. I'm not exactly sure how they shot him, as everything that side should be castled off. However, gonna get a bunch of flashbangs thrown into sight. Looks like we have a drop into Logi from the Buck here. Should be able to take advantage of that one wall that's left unreinforced. Looks like we got the first bandit trick, but we also just get a dead bandit in return from the Buck. Gonna get the headshot on that and also hurt Mend quite a bit. Zofia also dropping down. It looks like we're having a very heavy attack onto logistics here, as he's now realizing the wall is soft. Shotguns himself a little bit of a hole. and Kaifor will just take it right that angle and take him down before he gets started. Diffuser is now going to drop in there and also go down in there as he dies, and looks like Banana's going to get the double kill cash out with the kill, and QDM finishing up their round with Plats. Gonna be able to clean up shop there with the last kill.
Yeah, it was a wild round. They did very well in pivoting to different entry because they could not get the door from Gym into Jacuzzi open. Because as you saw, both the impacts were eaten by the ADS, or both of Zophia's impacts were eaten by the ADS. So that was a very smart move from them, and I was very impressed with how they were able to take logistics and then basically kill everyone from logistics. As far as I can tell, I don't think half of them ever left that room.
Yeah, like, I believe it was Thatcher dying inside there. Zofia pretty much lived and breathed inside there after a bit. And I believe, yeah, the Buck from Silence also died on the wall as he opened up the shotgun holes for, I believe it was Men to get the shot onto him. A little bit of an unfortunate situation there. Pushed in from Logi, which, because of the soft walls that was inside that room, not the worst idea, because they could use them to their advantage. However, you know, so can the defenders, so it just depends on who could win the better gunfights, and it looks like UDM did win the majority of the gunfights, ended up taking the round.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see where this goes now, as we are heading towards... It looks like they're going back to cash, which is about what we'd expect. Let's see if the Bandit can actually trick once. It's very difficult to trick there, so I'm very interested in how that'll work.
Actually, also thinking about it last round, I do think was Bananas on Sledge and then jumped into the bedroom window, and that also kind of caused them to get 2 kills since they were so focused on Logi.
Yeah.
Can't count on that. That definitely made a giant difference in everything.
Yeah, but now we are seeing basically the same setup. I don't think they're changing much, except even the rotational is roughly the same size. So we'll see if they actually prevent the garage entry, as we noted again that they don't have a Kaid again this time, but instead of Legion, instead of their flex Mozzie as it was previously, but they're just going to go get, yep, as we see the pings going out, they're just going to go get garage open.
Yeah, they already are taking note of the fact that it's not even electrified, and looks like Legion already prepping to throw a mine over. Is that gonna... I think that gets detonated, doesn't it? Because unless it sticks on the... No, even if it sticks on the railing, pretty sure that still gets detonated. And I don't see a marker there, so I'm assuming it did.
Yep.
Really kind of unfortunate timing, although he probably should have been able to see that one kind of coming. And it looks like we're getting some nice drone work. Seeing onto... Wait. Yeah, they have the cam, I remember now. There is a cam placed on top of garage here to be able to see as if it was the default cam. And it looks like they will be able to see exactly how the mics are positioned. And they're going to be just making sure they don't get run out on, like last time where we had Men just jumping out of the garage breach. And, you know, they're probably betting that he's probably, him and his team are probably not afraid to do so from the other angles as well. Make sure that stuff is claymored off. Looks like Sophia's going to be playing the more horizontal approach to getting rid of the bandit trigger by just, you know, concussing him, making him have to get pulled off the wall, not be able to hold it. Kasha, watch the Buck just walk in, take him out. SCB takes a headshot on Wiz and Max Payne as well. Now we're at this point, we are left with Plats and Bananas here. It looks like they're gonna have to pull this one out with the wall breach. So they have all the tools they need. They just need to kind of figure out how to enter this without running into the strong defense of 4 defenders.
Yeah, now we're in actually a 4v2 here, which didn't seem like where it was going to end up, but the smart rotation by the Legion actually managed to tag 2, and also the patience in not firing when they saw the sliver so that they wouldn't be betrayed as to their location. Now it looks like here we see the Habana and Zofia catching the Zofia on the drone. Oh no, and then getting tagged through the breach. Good effort on MMC here, and that gives us a 4-2 split or a 3-3.
My memory is actually not remembering the score at the moment. Let's see if we get the swap over.
That's a 3-3.
Okay. Oh, okay, good. You caught, because I definitely did not.
That was a solid 3-3 split here on the half, which is rather interesting. So that means it's slightly favoring Montreal here, at least as we go into the split.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to be able to take this one into full gear as, you know, realistically speaking, almost every single map in this game you could argue is defender-sided and probably win. So 3-3 split on attack, probably really good for them. And they're going to be able to try to run away with this one, get this map, and bring us into our decider map, which will be Oregon. if they're able to take it all the way. Looks like we'll be getting a 6-pick into Pulse on the church site. Actually, going off of Castle, so they're going to be thinking it's second floor. Will we be seeing any 6-picks off? It doesn't look like it for the other team, so they might just be more so thinking about the strats for second floor rather than the basement, and that will probably get a little advantage, but not really any 6-picks to kind of bait out there.
Yeah, and we see the Jackal being brought this time, expecting them to be roaming a little bit more, as we saw 0 Jackal coming in from Montreal. And now let's see how many C4 we got. Okay, it's also a 4 C4 setup coming in from Montreal as well, so it looks like they're going to be just throwing the C4.
That last one's a deployment shield there.
Looks really close, you know.
Yeah.
So a 3 C4 setup with functional more C4s coming from the smoke with a little bit of area denial. And in terms of throwables, we have smokes. Those smokes might actually be used and useful because Maestro isn't being played. In a wild change of events, smokes actually being useful for once.
And not to mention, they do have the Cade in here, but we also have the good old Thatcher. At this point, any single thing that they do try to Cade off will be gone from the Thatcher grenade. However, the part where it comes in handy is the fact that it only has 3, so 2 of them will get used on the hatches to open them up. And then we still have the mute charges to deny the walls, so if they go for a wall breach, they may not have enough. Oh, actually, we're seeing a little bit more of a tricky play here. We got the Kate trick trying to stop the castle charge. Looks like thermite charge, and it is successful. We got the first thermite charge gone for free, as the wall is not open. Now they'll be definitely aware of where he is playing, trying to see if they can get some drone work put in, see if they can catch his feet. However, they're more than likely going to back up into a safe spot, knowing that that would be the first response. Oh my goodness, man has a C4 ready to see if he can get a good C4 toss at them on the drone hole. However, could not get the right timing for it, and it looks like they will be trying to just focus their efforts onto other places and try to salvage one. See, this is where 2 hard breach are actually a pretty good. Oh my goodness, does that get a connect? It does. Through the bars onto Klimps. Really unfortunate.
Yeah, that was really solid. As I heard the second C4 rip here. Let's see if that one's actually going to pan out. But I don't think they know that they're not now. They're not actually in there in freezer. Is the second C4? No!
Oh, that would have been so good if it went through.
Oh yeah, I think that would have tagged 2 as well. But I was gonna note that actually Kaid tricking a thermite is incredibly difficult, and I'm impressed that he pulled it off for timing. Because technically, I'm putting technically quotes, you're not supposed to be able to do that. But you can do creative things that let you do it. So we have a minute 30 left as the roof's getting opened up. And the smoke is the one being caught here. And it looks like we actually dirt.
And that's the push coming in for the Brigade. Nice. One EMP grenade actually being used around here. I'm a little bit curious about that. Might just be trying to get rid of like any ADSs, but not sure I 100% agree with that one overall. I don't know what they're really going for. But Silence will get the kill on Kai4 as he peeks out again with the SMG-11, doing work with that, honestly. And it looks like Men is going to be trying to peek the holes, trying to see if he can get the kill on this Pulse. He's just getting his heartbeat scan, trying to get a nice wall bang through the floor. However, will not connect 100% with him. And at this point, they're going to have to try to take a new plan as my man Mute going in for the flank into kitchen here. Doesn't really find anyone as they're already inside of the tunnel. And if he wants to run out all the way to here, it's going to be a little bit of work.
Yeah, and especially with 30 seconds left, I'm not entirely sure how they're going to push out, because it looks like all 3 are in tunnel, or at least 2 are, and he has enough smokes. Nope, that's the last smoke here, and it looks like Kashta manages to get Wiz. I'm not sure exactly what angle. And yep, and that's the flank coming in through Moto, and Kashta tagging 2, so now we're in a 3v3 with a lot less help than you'd suspect here. Yep, and then Plat's tagging 2, both the people in the tunnel are dead. And seeing like the head here coming in around, get tagging the 3rd, they down each other!
It's really unfortunate too, because he could definitely see that the fact that he's down, called out to his teammates and let him know they could quickly get the kill. You can see the Sophia even recognizing that's probably in the situation. Time's already running down too. There's no way he's getting himself up in time. Decides to go for the victory dance.
Yep, and we saw that glorious end of round great gameplay of the sub-ocean of the map, because it doesn't know what to do when both people are down and technically not losing. Yay, coding edge cases.
At this point too, we are a nice 4-3. UDM taking the early lead on defense. Really good for them as they do need these wins. And it looks like we'll be heading to Gym Bedroom this time. Same Castle Jaeger setup. Looks like about the same for both sides. Kind of curious to see if their setup will be different, and if they'll end up opting to take that long eagle into cash room, and kind of seeing also if the reinforcement
Defenders,
work
protect
is.
your bombs from.
But you missed the most important part. We have a new person. I don't know if he'll do anything, but you know.
Well, there's no mute, so Ayana actually very well could get quite a bit of drone work in, and honestly, well, Catch is still doing work. I mean, the gun's still really good. She take the G36C, which if you play Ash, you'll probably be very used to. It's alongside the R4.
I guess what it is that it's the only set of frags on the team, so they wanted an extra little bit of utility on a 3-speed, I believe, but also have frags. Because Buck does not have frags anymore, sad face, but she does.
5 seconds to go.
So we already see one big difference here with the deployment shield being placed onto the cash room doors, so kind of allow them to save themselves on one castle barricade and burn their utility elsewhere. Probably up on that nice window there into gym, allowing them to kind of need more than one impact. And they don't have a sledge on this team. They do have grenades, so they could cook the grenade on, leave it on the window seal, and kind of get that nice early reach from that way, and kind of save the Sophia some. Actually, there is no Sophia, so they have pre-charge. Yeah, they do have pre-charge from Kai4. Sorry.
And it looks like the bandit's a little stuck, or is he prepping? He must be prepping.
Yeah, he's prepping that window. He's getting ready to run out there if he can. I mean, that probably is not going to get broken to melee, so actually not the worst thing to prep it.
Yeah, it looks like that frag's gonna come in from Ayana and just get him. Yep, tag him both. I don't think the bandit actually got hit there either.
Wait.
Oh, and he got
doesn't have
tagged.
enough charges, does he? Is he in kitchen time?
Yep, and he got
Yes, he does.
Yep, and he got tagged once by the second frag there too.
Oh, he still has 3 charges left. He could actually very well do this. Be able to protect that in time. Yep, there we go. Pull him back up and keep the game of cat and mouse going here with the utility. Gonna go for another one.
Well, I think it's one of those things where you have to commit to the deploy and throw the Thatcher at the same time, right? Because you can be deploying while the charge is going off.
That's it.
And it looks.
Oh no.
Yep, and that's a successful trick right there.
This is why you 100%. I mean, with the Thatcher, I guess see why they contested it, and also the Hibana. However, didn't really work out to their favor, especially when they got the wall. They could have. There was some things they could have tried doing, like they could have potentially got the Hibana to shoot in the middle, so they could at least create a hole, then open the whole thing. However, looks like they just opted more to put the Hibana on trying to on the window duty. I'm kind of curious to see where the Hibana Pets will go instead and see where the trade-off comes in. As we have the Buck coming in here, logistics, pulling out the shotgun, flashing to his side. I think, oh, whoa, okay, no, he's gonna pull back out the assault rifle. Nope, there it is. The peek with the shotgun, getting the shot onto Wiz. Oh my goodness, kills go back and forth. Kai4 getting the headshot. Max Payne getting a double kill here. He's gonna be on a 2v2 here with Clemson men. No drones left for them personally, so they're gonna have to rely on whatever intel's left on the map for them. Peek up the staircase, will get the kill. The men gonna bring this down to a 1v2. Banana's gonna be last man standing and taken out to the bathroom. Clemson gets the headshot and giving MMC the win.
You can also hear the new thing, if people aren't aware, you can hear the proximity sensor going off.
Oh yeah, and you could tell that he made him probably more so pre-fire toward the staircase rather than over toward bathroom, not expecting him to be in there already.
Yeah. Well, there was one in bathroom, one in staircase, so you kind of... Unfortunately, it was a catch-22, so you weren't in a particularly fantastic place there. Now we're in a 4-4. Oh boy. Let's see where we're going to end up here. We're going CCTV cache, as we noticed that, again, University of Montreal liked a tertiary site as their second site, because reasons. Not necessarily a bad strat, but a rather interesting take here.
It definitely throws off the team altogether, as, not a lot of people go in on round 2 thinking, okay, now we have to attack what they would normally go for third too much, and it just creates a nice amount of chaos. Like, I'm pretty sure if they knew they were going to go to that site, they probably would have brought something different in terms of soft breach to be able to deal with the castle walls better and be able to stop the bandit from tricking that hard. However, it did work out for them in the end because they ended up just collapsing onto site and doing it very well, getting a lot of kills in the process. However, strategically speaking, wasn't the most ideal situation for them.
Ayana coming back again, and I think that's an interesting take that they're doing here. Losing the surprise factor a little bit, as I don't even think it was 6-pick here. As now we're moving, as we see on the defensive side, we have a Wamai, Jaeger, Smoke, Bandit, and Doc. That's a little bit more normal, but the lack of a Maestro is rather interesting. And then Thermite, Zofia, Thatcher, Buck, and
10 seconds left.
Iana, I believe is how you say that. IANA is how it's spelled. Yeah.
5 seconds remaining.
I do think, so correct me if I'm wrong, you can still technically plant the Thermite charge while you're being shocked, right? So one of the things you can do to prevent it is commit to the thing in the middle. Is like your timing has to be really good, but you can throw the Thatcher early enough so that while you're doing it and being shocked, it goes off so it has time for so they don't have time to replace it.
Looks like the Jaeger will be covering below, reinforcing every single door, so they'll have to shoot it open if they're going to attack from there, kind of giving them a better cue of when the bandit is going to be in danger here. As we have Buck playing below inside a stockroom already, seeing that the barricades are going to be just aiming at the floor holes of it, trying to see if someone puts their foot there while he waits for drone work to come in, give him some callouts of what he needs to be looking at as he approaches the room. Banana's still chilling here on the staircase here, waiting for that sound cue to go off. It looks like sound's paused. Yes, he definitely knows that someone's in that room. Will down the Buck as well, and he's going to be left very low and trying to crawl away from the hole as quick as possible. And it does look like he has the information that he's probably down. Yep, sees his foot there. Gets the finisher right before his teammate can pick him up. At this point, you can tell that teammate's sitting there just feeling sad, not being able to pick him back up. But it is the Zofia. He's just going to run in, blast from below, and stop the bandit from being able to trick on that wall safely and soundly. Actually, never mind. He missed a little bit with it, went a little bit far forward. Now it's just up to the Thatcher to, try to see if he could stop the bandit charge, and it looks like they will still, despite the little hiccup from Zofia.
Yep, and Kaifor, the Thatcher, managing to get Platts here on the Wamai, which is one of the better guns here. So they took out the AR and not the egg here, as Max Payne takes out Kaifor, the good old, trying to combat the catwalk there isn't exactly the best. We see two people swapping locations with a minute left here, and they see the shield there, and it looks like we hear the Iana going off here, and Thermite getting the other wall here, as we see a motion sensor right above the door, and the garage main, I guess the garage door is being opened in the literal sense here. Motion sensor getting tagged here, and the default cam getting tagged.
So he's going to be entering from below. Going to be catching all the utility, trying to make sure he can get this nice frag grenade into the top. Will he get the kill? Nope, the Jaeger ADS will save him. He possibly could get it if he cooks it perfectly and gets it to detonate before the ADS can kill it, but it looks like instead he's going to be opting for the gunfight and losing it straight up to the dock. Although will get refragged from the Thermite as he enters up into garage stairs, and it looks like he will take a little bit of hits from that rotation that they made using the long angles. And now at this point, the Zofia knows it's almost go time soon, as he's going to need help, and before he can even get going, Sounds will get the headshot on the men, leaving it down to the Zofia, who also goes down as upon entry. Could not stop Bananas on the red stairs.
Another interesting end of round. We're in a 3v2 here, and it just looks like they managed to just see through the part that they couldn't see, and I think there may have been an headshot through like the unbroken soft wall, but that was either way an unfortunate miss on the headshots. I think that they engaged improperly against the Doc who was there, but the Doc win the gunfight, and there's not really much you can do about that. So now we're in a 5-4 here, favoring the University of Montreal. And let's see what Kashta takes here. A Nomad, a little bit more normal here, as we're going down to Church Arsenal. So I assume that's just bringing more breach charges in this particular case.
I'm a little curious about the Nomad, because we saw like last time, I believe it was UDM, who did bring the, what was it, no, that would have been, Monday Morning Chapel on the other side, where the Mozzie did get a kill early off. So I'm just a little bit curious with the Nomad, though, in general, just mainly because you generally pick that when there's a heavy roam. And, I mean, Clubhouse is a map that you can't really roam too well, like, unless you're expecting, well, Defenders did win, so they can't repeat CCTV. It has to be Gym Bedroom or here, if I remember correctly. Although I think Gym Bedroom is still locked off. Still, like, both sites aren't 100% the most ideal for flanks, so I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to do with the Nomads here, because I'm not expecting too much mileage coming out of that character.
Yeah, and also an interesting note here, there is no Kaid. They 6-pick off of the Kaid, which seems rather odd in my opinion, because I don't think you can get the mute jammers up to where the hatches are. I think you can still get the Moto one,
as far as I'm aware.
I think they're just accepting the fact that those hatches are probably gone. However, they did only bring single hard breach again, so you probably could keep them all alive again. Well, they're not going to fall for the K trick inside of basement there, so them probably will drone it out a little bit more extensively, so that's probably not going to burn one and give them less utility. However, I mean, you're really only burning Thatcher grenades by swinging the Cade in this case.
Yeah, and it looks like they already made the prep hole there, looking into Freezer, and that special little C4 hole again that they used in Tag the Buck before. So it looks like they're going to have to just quickly run past it and hope that the Pulse isn't over on that side here. And it looks like they did manage to get dirt open here, as Pulse is now rocking back over here. And it looks like the C4 is going to be got. He's checking one more time, and it looks like he might even be... Oh, Lord, that's way too close for comfort. Yeah, that's way too close for comfort. Oh, God. Now... Oh, there it goes. Yep. Platts again.
The number one mistake there was opening that part particular up more, because it kind of just allowed the Pulse to throw it right through the bars into where their cover was. I'm pretty sure he would have been better off not opening that one that hard and making it so easy and trying to open up other ones around that area to kind of isolate him away from that spot.
Yeah,
However,
but
it looks like they'll
second...
get two, because Wisp will do it as well.
But they did get the hatch open, so that's at least a plus here. Let's see how the combat actually works out here as the Nomad is coming up and trying to stop the rotate of the Pulse, who went up a little bit aggressively up the main stairs there. Let's see if we can get the last C4 here tagging someone as well, because we do have the full 3 C4 suite.
Yeah, and at this point, we've got Platts just trying to spot out the Nomad there. Might get a little bit confused. Oh my goodness, this nice prone hold on the staircase. Will he get him? No, he won't. The pre-fire will come out. Kashta taking down Silence before he could get, you know, that nice, nasty angle there. CB going to be taking out Platts right back. And at this point, Kai4 is going to be trying to push down main stairs. We have Bananas inside Moto holding it down, waiting for the push to come in, holding the nice angles that they can catch them, possibly trying to just sprint into the room and allow himself to swing as well if they make too much noise. See the drone going through the hatch there, gonna get shot out immediately and deny the vision. As you can see, Kai4 starting to peek more down the main stairs. Gonna be trying to see if he can get anyone the long angle, but it looks like judging from the positions of the defenders, won't be able to catch anything too much from that angle. 35 seconds. Time is counting down. They're already getting ready for the push onto main stairs, into Moto, and straight into Church. Will they be able to hold it down? It looks like yes, as they take down both defenders from Bananas there. And now Kasha drops down the hatch. Last man alive does have the thing near him, but unfortunately the smoke grenade will also just suffocate him before he can even get going.
Turns out the smoke doesn't require line of sight. As long as you're in the vague vicinity, you'll end up getting who you're looking for. So now we're at a 6-4. Oh, lordy. We are at match point, but not game point here. And it looks like we're going to be going to Oregon. But who knows? The MMC might be able to pull this one back.
Yeah, it's definitely not impossible. They do need to make a little bit more adjustments. And as we're going back to Gym Better Room, as we said before, UDM definitely a fan of picking tertiary sites before secondary. And it looks like, judging from this pick here, they are, well, it should be expected that they're going to go Gym because they're pretty much locked out of everything else. So they are bringing the Sledge, they're bringing the Zofia, and they're going to make sure they can get rid of the Bandit trick from the wall. And really, it's just a matter of, can they deceive the Zofia with how much utility there is, or will they just end up using the Thatcher, trying to throw a charge right at the window and catch any of the ADSs that are lined up close to that window, which in some case, some people put decent amount right there.
Yeah, it's also kind of wild contextually because
Defenders
they
protect your
just
bombs from being
6-picked a
defused
Mozzie
by
to a Pulse, and I have no clue how much use
The Pulse will have in this particular case. Like, if you're playing next to the Bandit, it's a little bit more helpful. But apart from that, I don't know what the main utility is here, except for an extra C4.
Realistically speaking, I'm pretty sure the entire floor of the site is breakable. I know for sure Gym is. I'm not 100% sure about Master Bedroom, but that is wood, so I'm willing to bet that it is as well. And therefore, the Pulse could go for a nice C4 for if they ever are able to take site. And because of the nature of the site, no one's really going to go first floor, so unless he gets droned out, chances are Platts might go uncontested here as a pulse roaming below and be able to stop anyone from getting started.
Yeah, and it's also an interesting note here. We do see that the castle is bringing the motion sensors, the new and interesting motion sensors. So I'm very curious as to where those will be placed. Looks like he finally placed both. We'll be hearing some noises probably, as it looks like they are moving towards getting Jacuzzi wall open and just making sure that the CCTV window is not being spawn peak watched here, as we're getting the final setups done inside bathroom.
And here we go, the Sludge in position, getting ready to slam the hammer. Looks like Pulse is opting to play by the wall. Gonna actually might be able to throw a C4 out the window on an angle and see if he can catch somebody out, or possibly just jump out straight at them. Because, you know, honestly, who expects someone to jump out the window right here in this positioning? You would think it's suicide, but some cases, you know, it might just work.
Oh lord, that's a tight angle there, just so that he isn't in either window. But I don't think he has much room to go, because I think he is being watched, at least on one side here. So he was able to rotate out. Very, very fortunate for that Pulse there.
Pulse is like sucking in his gut as he's walking around the corner, trying to not get caught. It looks like they will EMP off the wall, allowing them to just throw all their utility in. However, there's Sophia kind of throwing those concussions a little long. Won't be able to catch the bandit unless he gets too close and causes the detonation to go off. So Bananas over here in cash room could potentially pop the window and get things going. Looks like the first thermite charge will get tricked, and right when they think, okay, let's peek the bandit then, we got Wiz over there by the window just swinging and getting him and stopping that side. Looks like the bandit might be able to hold down this trick entirely because we still have the Pulse there scanning around, going to be able to see if anyone's going to go for the window. However, we do get Klims taking down Wiz, and kills just getting traded left and right. My goodness, 2v3 situation now. And at this point, Silence and Platt's going to have to hold this one down. Platt's no longer has the C4, so he has to rely on that gunplay there from the UMP. And Silence holding the longer angle. If he opts to go for it, he could stop any reaches from Jim. But however, because he has too much intel, he's going to have to watch it. Platt's going to get the first kill into Kai 4. 2v2 situation. Here it comes in the push soon, as we got him holding the longer angle now.
Yeah, and it looks like we actually have one trapped in cash. This is actually a really weird situation, and they do manage to get it out. They do the double push here, at least on the individual people. And Silence and I forget who the last person is. Oh no, Killcam, why? Managed to get it out here. I believe it was... yeah, it was Platts and Silence managing to clean that one up, so good on them. So now we're in a 7-4, and we are just gonna go into our final map, Oregon. Oh boy, we get to see Oregon.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun one to see as well. New to this series, so definitely gonna see what creativity both teams could pull out. You know, we got some fair amount of footage from Pro League to look at if you want. If you need some, try to figure out how they're trying to hold it. So they do have some good examples to go off of at the very least, and we'll see, you know, how they plan to hold this one. And of course, we will be taking a little quick 5-minute intermission as right before we get things started. Get some nice, get a nice stretch out. You know, make sure you keep your legs a little active before you get, you know, nice and uncomfortable. And it looks like we will be heading to our break in a second, and we'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We have University of Montreal versus the Monday Morning Chapel, and we are going to be heading over to Oregon, our map decider for the night. And it seems that Montreal has chosen to start on attack, so I'm really curious to see what they'll be bringing here. As we said before, you can pretty much just quote every single site and every single map as defender sided. So it's going to be interesting to see how their attacks will go as they opted to choose on to attack first. My guess is they want to get more practice on attacking since it's a summer league, you know.
Yep.
The tournaments for charity. People are trying to have some good fun and giggles along the way. And what do you think, Coinman?
I like this map a lot with the reworks. You can't plant on the washer anymore, which is mildly disappointing personally. But now you can't sail your perfect C4s to get double kills anymore, because that was like the biggest strength of the mirrors when you didn't have bans and ranked aeons ago. Was to get your perfect C4 throw. But this map was interesting. I casted this map this past Friday, and that was definitely a really close game, the one that I casted, and I'm very excited to see how close this one will be, because it is new. People don't necessarily know what's up. I'm putting new in air quotes that you can't see, just because it is a very different map layout, especially with white stairs existing, is very big, among other things, in terms of routing and navigating the map.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the basement takes go, because honestly, I actually surprisingly really enjoy watching basement, because you always end up seeing like a wide variety of different strats. You got the people who like, bring Tachanka, just put the turret down at the doorway. And some teams, you do the more traditional, like, try to just put a pressure and stop them from being able to enter. Because once they're able to enter, they're pretty much just going to go for the breach almost immediately. And I've seen some strats where people create rotations and kind of open it up on default and allow the person to just rotate back and stall for a little bit longer, accepting that wall will get destroyed. So I'm actually really curious to see how teams will take the basement site, and I haven't really got to see too much of the top floor and tertiary site holds overall. So I'm curious to see how things turn out.
Yeah, the top floor is a little bit wild because that whole connector attic area was reworked so that you have a door into it, which is crazy, instead of having to impact it all the time. So that moves your utility over a little bit, as well as giving like window access to the balcony that Red Tower comes onto, which is really crazy in terms of how you affect that. Let me see your first ban being Ying. Ooh.
That actually isn't a bad ban. I mean, like, this is definitely a map where, some really strong aggression might actually tip tides in favor, especially with it being the newer map into the scene. And, I feel like Ying probably could have pulled off quite a bit of plays. If I remember correctly, she still does have her smoke, so definitely could lock down an entire site with her just by herself.
Yeah, and it looks like they are just doing the targeted ban of Montes. We saw MMC on the first map leveraging that Monte really well. I don't necessarily remember how good Monte is on this map, or at least I didn't see Monte when I last casted it, so I couldn't necessarily tell how useful it is because I just simply haven't seen the map enough. But the Valkyrie ban makes a lot of sense. People don't generally know the map. Oh boy!
And right here, that's how you secure 100% pick rate on the Wamai.
Yeah.
Because you really do need the anti-grenade force, as grenades are just so much more scary to be sitting on site and getting thrown at you. And honestly speaking, with the Monty, even if the Monty player, like, depending on the mileage that it did get that we didn't get to see, like, even regardless if it was bad or good, I think Monty's still a pretty good pick to ban, because it's gonna stop them being able to push in and make them slow down. And that Cav, I mean, it's summer league, might actually just see a Cav.
One thing I was gonna mention though is I assume you saw the the wind delta graph for all the operators that UB published with the latest patch.
I've looked at it briefly, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
It's not a Cav. Oh, it's the Chaka! Yes. Okay.
I think they're gonna do it.
They're gonna do the thing. But what I was saying though is you can see that the wind delta, like the Jaeger win percentage is slightly positive, like maybe plus 5 or 6%. But his pick and rounds is literally off the chart. He's just so wildly picked more than everybody else. He doesn't fit on the thing, because I think the chart itself only goes up to 60, but his metric is 92%.
Pick rate with that win delta is because he's picked so much of the time. You get the people who you're gonna get a lot more wins and losses there to muddle the data.
Oh, he's
And
wearing
because of that,
unicorn.
yeah, you get that really high pick rate and that very, 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 very low win delta because of it. It looks like instead he's going to be opting to put his turret inside of laundry and just entirely stop anyone from trying to push into freezer here, using this wall to his advantage. I'm actually curious to see if anyone will be coming down into freezer way, using also a lot of proximity devices to be able to tell himself where to look first. Very good usage of it being used here, and I'm curious to see if they'll end up going that way or if they'll just opt to go more toward the basement side. And it looks like they might actually be doing it. We got Ash just pushing in from the small tower here, and naturally the next thing she would do is go down that staircase there.
Oh boy, let's see if the Tachanka turret can tag anyone. I am mildly excited for the Tachanka rework when that comes down eventually. I forget what the timeline is for that. I think it's like either Q4 this year or Q1 of the next season or something.
Looks like she will be droning it down too, so she will be safe from this. But the Mozzie, really good placement there, going to stop the drone work of being able to see the Montaigne. I really like this setup on the defense here from MMC, sorry. And I'm really want to see this one work now.
Yeah, I hope someone drops, and I really want to see this. We're seeing the slow progression of, because this is one of those sites where you can just hold it and just sit here for a while, as we see the other hatch getting blown off, because he protects that pretty well too. Oh, someone's coming in! It's the Ash! Oh, let's see. I hope they push into it. I just want to see someone dead.
I think they're expecting someone to, okay, they're going to EMP out the Mozzie.
Oh, and
see
they
the wall
can't see
open
it.
up, no to pre-fire, and then they see the Tachanka. Thatcher probably saved the day, honestly, because I feel like otherwise, yeah, could have possibly just fallen right into the trap. Looks like Platts will take down Men, and that's a smoke on. A really big pick for the attackers here. Gonna allow them to push in on stop. And we already have Sophia at the bottom of the staircase, gonna start blasting away and annoying the daylights out of the Tachanka for him to smash his head on the wall as he gets taken down. Cash with the 3K, taking down 3 of the members as he goes in for some peeks. Looks like he took around the same angle that the Tachanka was holding, and also pushed into the Sophia on the staircase, now holding the middle of the staircase there, and should be able to get a good flank here, because if there's a drop, he'll just get him. Also, we'll just take down quad kill for Kashta. Will he get the ace here with the final kill being onto the Wiz here, playing inside the freezer?
Yeah, I don't think he knew where Kashta was. I think that was the big thing there. They had no idea where it was, because you saw that the, I forget who the last person was, checked upstairs first before actually, and then ran into.
Oh yes, Klimps knows.
He knows the turret's ready. The turret's ready.
Oh, it doesn't get on in time. Kai4 will finish it out, stopping the ace from Cash, and it looks like he will get the ending kill here as he goes to peek in right as the Thatcher peeks at the same time.
I wanted to see one Tachanka turret kill, but alas, it wasn't meant to be. But yeah, that's a solid 4-piece from Cash, just coming up on the really good flank here. And let's see exactly how Kids Dorms and Main Hall goes and see if Cash can keep putting up them results.
Yeah, honestly, if it not for the Thatcher grenade, I'm pretty sure that probably would have went more toward their favor. I mean, at most, they probably would have thought without the information that someone's probably playing in close freezer and then peek out aiming there rather than the open wall that generally would be reinforced. And that would have spelled disaster.
Oh, they are hard picking the Tachanka. Oh boy. Oh no.
You know, at this point, it's like, you know what, bet. Yeah, we're gonna pick hard pick Tachanka, and they're gonna think we're gonna 6-pick it. And we see the Mira get picked out, and then they're gonna just 6-pick right into Twitch to be able to get rid of the Mira one more way than they would before. I mean, it's a little bit tricky. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't like the Twitch versus Mira matchup is like one of those classic, you know, rivalries, but I feel like that's still much more in the Mira's favor unless she gets caught off guard.
Yeah, and there's also the point where they did change the Maestro to the Pulse, which I don't necessarily agree with, but especially with how the new map works with, like, at least functionally how you also have Attic as well existing, I can at least see that there is greater utility than there used to be for the Pulse. I'm not exactly sure where he'll stack up. He might be a master.
I feel like the Pulse is going to somehow just support the Tachanka and be able to give him callouts of where he should be looking using his gadget from below, but actually it does not look so because he's playing inside the bedroom, and we got Tachanka turret just being placed around Attic. It looks like he's still trying to figure out where he wants to place it exactly, and if he places it there, he's probably going to get murdered by grenades. I'm willing to bet he's going to get murdered by grenades.
Do they have an ADS? No. Oh, there are no ADS. Oh no.
And not even a Wamai to stop the grenades from incoming as well.
But it looks like they're gonna try and bandit trick, because like trying to get in there is a little bit harder, because you would have to break into the side window next to the Tachanka, which people usually have a tendency to do there.
You can see the comfort on Plash just running in as it looks like the pulse from Cash is gonna be weeded out and gonna rotate all the way down to basement, give himself a safe way out. As you can see here, the call out coming in is being like, okay, careful for basement. He might come up the staircase, and it looks like he might just do that. As we got the bandit playing inside here in the tower, the wall's gonna get opened up, but have no fear. Tachanka is here. He's gonna get ready to start blasting first man who peeks in, especially if they don't drone it first, but he makes the sound. He goes to shoot the drone first. They definitely know he's there. We got Cash just coming in from below, trying to see if he can get a nice nasty flank. However, the rear guard should be watching it. We got the Nomad Jammer pushed up and immediately detonated. That's going to raise some heavy flags. Looks like he's still going to get the kill, but not for free, as Banana's going to get the refrag there. And at this point, I believe it's just a matter of, can Tachanka successfully hold that off? It looks like no, he's going to have to back off after the utility was more than likely thrown at him, as well as bullets. And at this point, he's going to be playing on the mirror window.
Yeah, now we're in a minute 30 left, and Tachanka does have, I believe he does have the AK-12, and that is secretly one of the best guns on defense and attack, somehow, like in a wild something. And also, that is muted, and I don't think they can actually get that open unless they manage to tag it from below. And we can see the bandit rotating back up the stairs to try and get all the way back up top, and might be attacked as Zofia jumping in. It gets really close as we hear the shoulder shots coming in here as bandit rotates back downstairs. And it looks like the Twitch dropped in and got him. Now we see have 3 people here on the first floor in the mute upstairs. Ash charge going out, blowing up the connector in between white stairs and getting the mute jammer. So, and the Tachanka's still alive. Let's see if we can get a Tachanka kill, whether or not, meaning the character Tachanka getting a kill this time.
It looks like they're going to be playing hard for the bedroom side. We have Mira in a really important position here, stopping them from being able to enter. And if honestly Mira goes down, things might start spelling for disaster. Flashbang's going to be thrown in, and it looks like Men will get the first kill onto Max, and also be concussed in the process. As the F2 of Twitch being charging through the attic there, going to take down Kaifor and get the Twitch onto site to start planting. He's going to hear it starting being placed. We're going to get a nice little peek in for Tachanka, gets the kill onto the person jumping in from window, and at this point it's just Platts left alive. No diffuser has been placed. He's going to need to get this one work. But before he can even swing in, Tachanka will finish it up with that black ice on that gun and stop and just blast him right as he enters in.
That shows some true commit to the Tachanka bloodline there. Getting the black ice for the AK-12, the gun that nobody ever uses ever. Defuse does see some pro league play, I'll give them that. But I'm
pretty sure that's the same one Capcan has, not the AK. The AK is the Fuse one, if I remember correctly.
So they have the short AK-12, right?
Okay. I can't remember what it's called exactly. I know it probably starts with an S, then a weird abbreviation, but I know for sure that's the same one for Capcan.
Yeah. But either way, that is one of the better defensive guns, and I guess they are just the Tachanka. That is the thing for the day, is that they are doing the Tachanka thing. As we see a Mirror Castle Tachanka Vigil, yep, hard pick that Tachanka, and Bandit, because you can actually hold kitchen dining now. Like, wildly, you can hold dining hall because they reworked it so that door isn't there anymore.
I'm gonna be honest, my opinion, I don't think they should really have reworked Tachanka, rather just made it a separate, do like their changes to a separate operator, mainly just because even though like the utility of the gadget is just to place a still standing turret, and you know, ideally within the meta of this game it's not the greatest thing, it still does have its purposes in the end. Like even like that, you can't deny that turret, there are some plays that might no longer be possible with the changes that they're doing to the turret, especially because you're losing the nice ballistic shield. So, you know,
the change is that the turret, the proposed change that we saw at Invitational last year, I think it was that that got broke already. Oh, that looks to be on purpose that it was broke.
Yeah, let them have the angle, but it's okay, we have it too. Oh yes, then put the Tachanka, and then have the See, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing. With that change though, it takes away the ballistic shield. Now, yes, this ballistic shield's probably inconsistent as hell. I mean, it's still a it's still like a Blackbeard in a nutshell.
Yeah, but
so, losing that, I don't know. I feel like there's some plays you probably won't take, like this one, for example, without a ballistic shield.
Well, it's one of those things where it changes it to the primary, and then the gadget is an old Soviet grenade launcher that has like napalm in it. At least that's the proposed change. And I don't think that's necessarily the worst.
It's not the worst, but it just it changes. It deletes like a couple strats. Is the part I don't like about it. That's what I'm saying. Like as a separate operator, I'd be fine, but
yeah, I think a lot of it, as we're seeing just the slow and progression of the basically coming back into the site, I think a lot of it just has to do that his wind delta is currently just so bad that they have to kind of throw everything out the window. So Tachanka gets tabbed from upstairs, and then Klimt's getting one, and Max Payne getting Klimt's on the solid refrag, and now we're in a 4-3 here. With that hole being opened up from Small Tower, I didn't realize that actually had eyesight into dining. That probably explains why they prefer going into meeting usually, at least when you see from the Pro League teams. And now that Mira is still holding solid there, and they haven't breached any of the walls here, as we see Kaifor coming up here and just tagging the Thatcher, maybe even getting a second here.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to just play reserve inside that shower, try to see if he gets anyone creeping up onto that hall, as they are going to go for the breach into, from site into the, or sorry, Small Tower into the bathroom. Throwing flashbangs at Kaifor, kind of trying to pressure him out. He's going to go for the swing, however, and catch, oh, it just light up the thermite, but not catch him entirely, as Bananas is going to catch the frag instead. Cash going to be able to try to throw some shots at the Ash, but not necessarily killing just yet, and it looks like he will get the headshot right there, nice and clean. And at this point is the 2v2 situation. Not a terrible position for the attackers, however, they still do have the Miro utility at their disposal, and you can see here, just the drone's not going to be able to connect into the window, because that Miro is paying attention. He knows and sees that the drone's coming in, and just a heavy, pretty much, if they can get the control of the window here, this might be very, very much defender-sided. Sorry, attacker-sided. And, oh my goodness, Cash getting a kill right there. Giving it down to Platts, and looks like he will get a couple shots put into Cash there. Maybe holding that down with a super shorty, a very favorable angle for him, as that is a very scary shotgun close range. So he's going to be trying to use a little bit of a breach charge, but then opts to just charge into sight, because realizing time is ticking. He needs to make a move, gets the first kill, downs him, and now he knows he just needs to get one more. Kills him to deny some information from being let out, and going to be opting to go push the Miro window instead, head on, knowing that he's not going to be able to play on the window anymore. But the Miro goes for the peek and does get the kill on the doorway with the headshot onto Platts.
Yeah, and that was a rather interesting situation where they got some early kills and then they just couldn't end up getting the commit done. A lot of that I imagine was due to that, as we saw that bulletproof camera just sitting there for a very long time being uncontested, just meleeing it, even though there weren't any of the defenders in that particular hallway. Now we're in an oath. Now we're in a 0-3 situation with MMC being favored, going back down to Laundries. That was a perfect rotation there, so good on them. And no Tachanka this time actually doing the thing normally, with a Legion Mozzie, Alibi Vigil, and Ella, probably.
Now here comes the six-pick Tachanka.
Yep. And they might, and then Twitch still being there.
Oh, okay. But is it Ella's shotgun? That's the real question.
Yeah, judging off that weapon, you can really tell how they'll end up playing. Shotgun favors the close quarters, super heavy. The SMG, you could go more mid-range, although close quarters still really good too. And it looks like she will be taking the pistol.
Which points towards the shotgun.
However, that'd be great if we could just see like the secondary or the primary on their back while they're running around. But I imagine they'll probably clip with some models right now. They probably wouldn't want to do that. However, it shouldn't be too long until she pulls out the gun again.
Yep. And now we're in an interesting place where we see the Twitch getting all the default cams, which is one of the side utilities now of Twitch, especially considering you don't have the you have infinite charges these days, and it works onto the same paradigm as Echo does with like the recharging after 3 shots or so.
5 seconds to go.
Just waiting patiently for that nice gun to go for the swap.
Locate a bomb and defuse
He
it.
just really holding on to that pistol. Really wants that charging speed that I don't think exists too much on the 3 speeds. But yeah, it looks like we'll be seeing the alibi coming into play. We'll be throwing out some of that nice fakes right there on that wall. Really gonna come into use. I think he's using the shotgun considering how he's still using the pistol. Oh no, I'm wrong. SMG. Since I made a guess.
Okay, sure, I guess. I didn't think he'd be using the pistol for that long, but hey. It looks like we got Grismonts and a couple alibis there. And we'll see, and the Vigil's going up somewhere. It looks like he's in the top of tower. Nobody's... Oh, the drone's going right by him. Let's hope it lasts long enough. Oh, he tagged it, so now they know where the Vigil is, up inside of Attic as he's rotating out back into dorms.
And it looks like he's going to be trying to hold the rotation, trying to see if they're going to try to follow the scent and peek right into the rotation and get him a nice kill. As we have the rest of the attackers here just clearing out every single tier of this tower, making sure that they can get some nice, good little base to set up and start setting up their pushes and drone from. As we got Kaifor backing up further and just trying to play this one smart and stall for as long as he possibly can. As we already have the Ashes holding onto that staircase and a Mozzie chilling there with the C4, waiting to hear the slightest bit of noise to just pounce with the C4 and see how much he can get. I think with the current setup, he probably could barely catch the one. Oh, nope, not at all actually. Doesn't even get hurt actually at all. Nice smaller hitbox that people will have to make fun of. Really kicked in there, you know?
Also, an interesting note, we did see that there are no more Twitch drones, so those are all gone. So the Miras are, if there were any, there aren't any, you're staying closed and you can't randomly tag Prismas and or Legion Mines here. And let's see, ooh, they get lots of people getting tagged here. Flash is going out and just everything going off here, specifically in that hallway. 3 different people. And the Legion going out here, Plaid's tagging it. It's someone just getting the Prisma, and now they know exactly where the Nomad is. Complete another chaos and just ignoring the Prismas here, and it looks like they may or may not be tagged again from the Prismas. And let's see if Bananas will accidentally walk into that Prisma, because it is perfectly placed, or unless you shoot it, someone got it. CB getting silence right here and nearly shoots their own friend as Bananas gets down, 2 gets down, 3 gets down, and that was a lot of kill cams going off here. Now we're in a 3v3 here, 2v2, the refrag coming in hot. Oh lord, rounds happened, and it looks like our health's roughly in the same place too.
Attackers have recovered.
Potential flank is on the rise too. Looks like going to be stepping on 2 goo mines there. A little bit unfortunate. Going to delay the plant by a couple seconds, allowing Kaifor to be able to push up from the rear and get the scent. However, he's going to be droned out. Going to be going for the peak. Wiz will take him down before he could get the nice flank in. And at this point, Klim's going to be holding down the hallway, waiting for someone to peek. However, here's the plant going off as well, and knows he's going to be around the corner. However, dies the player playing behind the playable shield with Plats there with the F2, and just holding that down much better. Man, I have to feel bad because, like, you could see both of the Ella and the Alibi got completely flashed out. So the Echo, the Legions, like, okay, it's okay, I got this. I'll run in and I'll hold for when they push you in. But then another flashbang goes off, and you can see his hand on his face as if he's flashed you. Just trying to get. There's like 2 of them trying to get the nice rotation, but they just can't see.
Yeah, so the real question is whether or not that loss can be attributed to the lack of Tachanka on the defense. That's the real question we have to ask ourselves here.
As we're going back up to kids' dorms here, the Alibi swapping to a Mira. Very good work the last time here, and they're just sticking on the Twitch there for Plats. And it looks like they swapped from Habana to Nomad. So they only have 1 breacher of the larger variety. And they do have a Wamai this time, choosing to not get caught by frag grenades.
Yeah, they noticed the amount of flashes and realized to themselves, Jaeger getting banned actually makes a big difference here, because the amount of flashbangs that were just in that initial room really just gave it to them for free, and, well, not free, cost utility, but still, like, they didn't take any heads upon, like, immediate injuries. They could have probably just ran right in and probably, like, cleaned up quite a bit of kills there, but you know, we had a giant bloodbath going on. To be honest, I can't even comprehend what I was looking at 100%.
Yeah, you're also looking at it here with that the defense actually has no shields or bard, which is kind of an interesting take here. They do have the motion sensor, which will help some in like the barbed wire capacity. But apart from that, they don't really have any like slowing or entry denial or protection from themselves outside of the Mira. So I'll be curious to see how that actually interacts with what the attack is doing here. And we got a spawn peek from Kasha tagging 1 from Master. Yeah, the Thatcher.
That's a huge pick.
Yeah, that was from the second armory window, I believe, at the end of the hallway. Holy cow. And that was a very... Woo!
The tactical drop there, make this noise, and at the same time have him drop so that they won't be able to hear it. Out of there, he went AFK for a second. CEA wants to go punish him real quick. One of the two. Either way, Knocked On in a terrible position. You're gonna be able to possibly set up for a flank here, as they are going to be trying to blow open the beneath this lovely tower here. Throwing some shots, trying to get the bandit chargers that are conveniently placed in very tricky spots. However, they're going to be putting the thermite charge on the trick side anymore. Blow that wall open and pushing Bandit all the way back to his bedroom side. And it looks like we'll be getting a little bit more aggressive play from Cash still, as he is playing around this window, trying to wait for the call from Mira when someone's going to be playing by a big window and just jump out at him. However, no attackers on that side just yet, so he's going to be sitting there waiting for quite a bit.
Yeah, and now we've slowed down a fair amount with a minute 30 left on the clock, Ishley, as they know that the guys and kids, they know that it looks like it's the Legion, and with the Thatcher gone, it's now going to be a lot more effort, and it looks like they're just, the Doc is who's being tracked right now. Wow. Okay. I guess because he went literally everywhere, they know roughly where he is.
You know, this could be the biggest, bait in the world, because they know he's in the small tower. They know if they try to play a big window, he's going to jump out. However, he's been tracked. So they also might assume that he backed away. However, he's still deciding to sit there regardless and hold that angle, knowing that he can still jump out the window, jump in the other one to get back. As Silence will be taking out Glimpse to Bandit, and, you know, he already got rid of his charges. That's really a C4 off the board utility-wise, but still a really good gun as well. We're going to have the Doc now trying to go on a nice little prowl here. Crouch peeking in. Here's the beeper going off. Knows that there's a Jackal close by, but peeks up the stairs rather than the hallway. And like you said before, the ACOG, not the greatest of scopes to have in that situation. The long range kind of made him not able to see what was directly beside him. We have CB here inside of the attic, trying to just peek into the breach. He will catch one kill as Max Payne catches another, and just leave it down to Silence as he has to enter in, and Mira's just holding down that angle hard. 1v2 situation while he's low health. Gonna walk into the breach there, go through the nice little rotation, and then just get taken down by CB.
Yeah, that was just a right mess there. I was surprised with how quickly it fell apart on both sides, you know? Like, we saw the Doc get killed, which closed off the flank, and then we're in 3v3, and suddenly it just became a 2v1. So I'm really curious as to where those fights were lost. I think, as far as I can tell, it was due to single filing up those white stairs and just getting caught in that particular crossfire after the Legion was not Legion. Someone else was down. I think it was the Womai was down.
Oh.
After the Womai was down, they tried to push it a little harder, and they just didn't do it together. And I think that's what got them there.
I know in particular the Legion definitely did stop like 2 players from entering the breach and kind of stopping the plan from happening altogether. So it kind of did kind of push things back into the defender side. And I'm gonna be honest, this match, like, you look for like a good hard bit, nothing's really happening as usual Siege goes, and then you blink and suddenly there's like 5 people dead.
Yeah, and that's what we saw here is we see Twitch being 6-picked onto Zofia and awarded. Ooh.
See, if you can't stop the grenades, just absorb them. Problem solved.
And especially without a Ying, right? Because we know Ying was purposefully not chosen, and I think that was a choice on their part. Is like, if you didn't have, with the Jaeger ban, you kind of you're priced into banning Ying in retrospect. Because otherwise, you need to also then pick Warden every round, which would be wild. Because then you'll just lose to Ying for the most part.
See, unfortunately though, if you look at the utility on the attackers, they only really have, actually, they still have a thermite flashbangs. They still have some flashbangs. For a second, I thought there was like very little. Yeah, and smokes from the Jackal, as well as the Sophia's concussion. So this could be interesting to see what angles he decides to play, because if he ends up picking ones that require a lot of utility to push in, he definitely could make quite a bit of difference, especially once the smokes start getting used. But at the same time, there is a possibility he might just be away from every single possible use of utility.
Yep, and now we're actually in the last round and a half here. MMC making a great show of it. If they can get the 5-1 split here, they'll be greatly in their particular favor here in getting and winning this particular match and the whole of the semifinals.
Alright, looks like we're gonna get some nice feet scan there. Gonna catch the Vigil's track here, knowing he's above. Unfortunately, not gonna be able to completely stop himself from being tracked. Can only really put up the anti-scanner and then run right into the clutches of Platts and take him down almost immediately. And at this point, they're gonna be in a very good early lead, getting rid of the really hard roamer, and know to their point at this point, like, they could probably breathe a little bit easier on terms of holding flanks and whatnot. However, you know, they're not really 100% sure if there is another roamer on the other team, because there are always 6 picks. However, they do not know that 6 pick is Warden unless he got caught in the trap.
Yeah, and now we're finally getting the downstairs hatch open with the thermite. They managed to tag Kai4 after, as we saw earlier. So now we're in a 5v4. The power of the Jackal. I do find it mildly interesting that the Jackal does decide to leave the scanner up all the time, though you can let the scanner down and it will still ping.
It looks like they're going to be starting to use the Thatcher to start to peek into this lovely chamber of death. Oh, is that actually, that does stop his ability to use his glasses. He's going to have to back up here, not aware if there's anything else going to be coming for him. Drone work going to be put down a little bit more. Going to be able to possibly see that warden at the very least. As you can see here, they're just raining. Oh my goodness. This is the point where you want to tilt as a warden because you brought that glasses to stop the flashes, but they just EMP you then flash you anyways. And at this point, he's trying to figure out what he could go for. Just getting permanently flashed and immediately killed, although not for free as the refrag does come in from men. And my goodness, the push is so heavy on that side. The amount of utility thrown at that one warden, he could not withstand it all. And at this point, the defenders are going to be a little bit more on their back foot. Gonna have to figure out how they could push this one back. However, Silent's gonna get the headshot onto men, bringing this so much more than attacker sided, as the Cash is gonna be able to get the C4, enter in, and then immediately get taken down by the Jackal, unfortunately, by Silence. Mike, if you're that warden, you have to be like,
Very
what was
sad.
I supposed to do? What was I supposed to do?
You were very sad because that was the specific situation you're supposed to be in. But the EMPs prevented you from using the specific situation you're supposed to be in. It was unfortunate that the power of the pizza head cannot get Kashta through there. And now we're at a 4-2, which is a much more normal split here on these particular kinds of maps.
I love the recognition in the Thatcher to just be like, yo, if I just keep throwing EMPs, he can't use his glasses. And they just keep chucking EMPs and flashes at the warden.
Yep.
Oh my god, that was something. Looks like we'll be seeing the glass picked out here off the bat. We've seen occasionally some nice basement tricks with glass. However, they're going to be 6 picking Sophia, and the defenders are going to be opting to pick Clash, the juggernaut of stalling, and we'll see if they're able to keep that going and stall out the attackers all the way to the end of the round.
Yep, and now we are going on the first side of for MMC's attack, and they're going upstairs first. So I have to ask, what do you think will their tertiary site be? Because as we know, they prefer their tertiary site second.
I honestly don't know enough about the strats for the one that's in meeting to say if that's 100% viable. However, I do know that if you're going to be holding meeting, you have to like have someone in attic no matter what. Because just holding attic is going to stop the breach altogether, and without this, the breach is really free if you try to go for a smart play. However, there is still a Maverick in play, and they are going to recognize it and know that it won't be too easy, particularly easy to be able to hold that. So I kind of feel like it would just be more closer toward the kitchen, and I think it's dining. I'm not sure what that room's called.
Yep, that would be kitchen dining, and now we're in an interesting place here where we see a Clash and an Iana, so we'll see exactly how that pans out. Does Clash's lightning proc the Iana? I think it does, right?
No, it does not.
Oh, really? Even though it deals damage, it doesn't proc?
It does not proc the electricity. I've witnessed this firsthand as I pulled big brain plays with it.
Well, we still don't know if that's intended or not because it's Ubisoft, so like...
I mean, okay, because the thing is, with the Clash Shield, is it only targets characters, right? Technically, Iana's clone is a gadget, so therefore it shouldn't be proccing electricity, because otherwise Clash would just be electrocuting gadgets in midair and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it's intended, especially because the technical speak of it.
Yeah, we just saw it right there actually, where oh, and the double whiffed frag from the sledge from below. It did I wouldn't call it a total whiff. They did tag the Clash for 50% there, roughly. And men taking a little bit off as we're getting the drone in there immediately hit here. And it looks like we got one more frag coming in. Oh no!
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that he cooked it for too long.
He's gonna look back at that and he's gonna see it on stream and just to be like, okay, guys, can you turn off the stream real quick and just ignore what just happened there.
And that was
one really feels bad.
And that was the second frag there. So Maverick technically didn't waste any utility.
And then the wide peak coming out from Platts getting Kashta here. And they know that the diffuser's stuck downstairs, so they're just going to sit there for a hot minute as they're not able to clear out the Clash.
This Clash is honestly probably one of the MVPs of this round. This man has tanked so many grenades, and he's at 1 health, and he's still holding this window nice and strong. Like, honest to God, I'm convinced this guy's gonna live to the very end of this round. Even though he's at 1 HP and he's playing Clash, like, this man's not dying. He's unkillable.
Yep.
My goodness. Got the Iana just charging in below. Got Castle playing here on by the freezer stairs. They're gonna have a little bit of a staring contest. However, Iana doesn't 100% know that the Castle's there, as he only droned the upper stairs, not the lower ones. So Silence could potentially go for a flank here. However, Kaifor gonna be walking down the hall. Is he gonna take a peek? No, he's not. Gonna get taken down by Silence. The one area he didn't drone. You know he's already kicking himself in the back for that one. Flat's gonna go for the nice catch here onto Glimpse as another kill goes off. CB gets a refrag. Castle gonna go in for the final kill and catch CB's body right into his bullets as he charges straight into them.
So now I wonder, as we saw basically the entire function of this particular round was around Clash, if they'll bring a Capitao, because that will clear out the Clash because it's a Capitao and it will hit the front and then land, you know? You just gotta aim toward the feet.
And I'm willing to bet the Clash will still be alive.
It's gonna take a fair amount of a hit though. I think it's still big.
This man is putting in work on Clash.
Sledge, Jackal. Let's see if we got a Capitao. I mean, Wamai will hit the Capitao bolts, but we'll see exactly how this goes. Habana, and then Ash. I believe that Ash may have been a random pick based on the timing.
I'm 90% sure it's random. Might be able to see a 6 pick here, although wouldn't be surprised if they don't, because that is still like 3 flashbangs to throw out there.
Also hits the Clash as well. Throw it at the feet. Bang. Do another 50 points on the Clash.
Yeah, we do. Okay, so we actually have a pretty good anti-Clash team here. We got Sledge and Iana for hard grenades, Sophia for concussion, Jackal to make things seem confusing, throw some smoke grenades somewhere and probably burn out the Wamai devices, and you know, of course, Habana just to straight up blow up open walls. This is this one's gonna be quite interesting. Although not to knock the defense team, where we do have smoke, gonna be able to stall out the enemy team as long with Clash. So if that Clash is able to survive quite a bit, that smoke will pretty much solidify the round. And, you know, Doc going to be bringing in some heals. If that Clash ends up at 1 HP again, it's okay. We just heal him back to full and we go for round 2.
Yeah, and now the Doc is hauling upstairs to get the meeting hatch, which hasn't changed in ages. And now we're going to see with 10 seconds here exactly how the attackers are going to deal with the Clash, as that seems to be the theme of the day. And now Wamai has 2 of his little Wamai frisbees. I don't know what the official name for those are.
Yeah, honestly, I can't remember either.
No, I get. But it looks like they actually are doing a half wall here next to that reinforcement in the little stock room next to the B bomb site. And it looks like they're cleaning out the small tower first here. Iana going in hot here. Taking a look here, leading the Sledge here. Actually a pretty good use here of the gadget, automatically checking and running down the stairs.
And they're looking for the Dachanka. And they will instead find Nella. Information goes out, they get the cam first. Looks like they're gonna drone again to try to see if she pushed up a little bit more. Yes, she did. They definitely do recognize that. And looks like they are gonna have the Yana charge in first, as the Clash is actually on the side, and I didn't notice it the whole time. Grenade getting cooked out. Gonna try to stun her a little bit to slow her down and stop the grenade from being as efficient. However, it did only about a quarter health. And as you see here, probably did a little bit more to Platz here as he gets overhealed.
Oh!
However, he just gets absolutely dunked there with the grenade.
I think that was a missed grenade too that just happened to tag the person behind him. And the Clash was overhealed too, so that took out all of his utilities gone now. The Dog's here, and now we see Jackal moving in towards the other side of the site. Habana is now opening a hatch here, and now we're in a 5v4, especially with that very solid frag grenade coming in.
That Clash is definitely sitting nice and comfy. Gonna be trying to go tase the gadget, realizing it is the gadget that's coming in right at her. Gonna be spotting out immediately. He's trying to scare the daylights out of him. You just turn the corner, you see some like Iana just peeking you. This man is actually going for fear.
Yeah, he's just like melting over the head, can't do anything about it.
He's gonna go like fast peek people with the Iana drone.
Yep. And now with the minute left in the round, we see a pile of flashes coming in here. Smoke's getting smoked out here right into the doorway. That's actually a really good smoke through that tiny hole. And now with a minute left, all 3 smokes are gone. That's really early for all those to be gone because they only run for about 12 seconds, I think it is these days. So they can wait that out and then do the final push here.
Yeah, this is the honest beauty of this team. You got one stalling from one side, the other one stalling from the other side, and it's just working so well until the smoke gets shot out from Kai4 on the Zofia there, peeking around the same area where the clash is. However, actually no, sorry, my apologies. Kai4 is more towards the bottom of the staircase. There is the Iona that's hanging out with the clash.
Oh, is that behind the post?
Might be able to see the thing. Oh no, he runs back into sight and bad timing. However, there are a lot of kills that go off, and now it's just down to the clash. This man's about to get attacked from every single angle. He tries to pull out the gun. However, will just get killed to something. I think it was like a melee and a down, and like a bajillion things going off at the same time.
I wonder what he got hit by.
Or is it the smoker? Oh, okay, no. He just
No, it
got
was a
blasted.
melee. Oh right, they changed the symbol for melee these days because of for the China stuff. That's right. That's why it looks weird.
No, I swear it's still the knife, isn't it?
No, it's the skull, which is what they use for the universal death now. So anything that isn't a gun, they use that. So now
I
we're
actually
going.
never noticed.
Yep, they changed that like 2.5, 3 months ago.
I remember some change like that happening, but I just never noticed that.
You never notice it. It doesn't ever matter.
I mean,
Now we're
usually if
going-
you get a knife kill, like your butt is clenched and you're just sitting there like praying to God that no one kills you afterwards, because if you're meleeing somebody, you're way too close to other people.
Yep. And now we're seeing the Maestro, weirdly enough, 6 picks, which seems kind of wild. I guess they know that there's going to be infinite utility to try and clear out the clash. So the Maestro will go rather quickly in this particular respect. Into a Cav! Ooh.
We are pulling out the spice today.
No, they'll never expect a room at this point, and honestly speaking, probably won't. Especially from a Cav. Gonna be able to use the silenced pistol to, you know, forcibly down people, which sometimes could really come to kick you in the butt, especially for the fact that they have like a couple seconds of iframes when they get down. Just because ideally before it was to prevent you from, you know, killing the person that you want to interrogate, but honest to God, I kind of wish you just killed the people straight up, because the amount of times that people don't die and I throw 10 bullets of Cav's pistol at them is...
Well, they also, I guess the biggest thing is that they changed the bullet drop off for when people more frequently use Cav.
Yeah.
And the other big thing is we actually get to see some game design where the silence step prevents leaving footprints for Jackal, which is actually relevant.
Or you do the wild strat and you prone everywhere you go upstairs.
Yeah, but Cav has the free roll. That's the difference, is that there's the free roll button from the Cav.
Or we snake around the whole map. I mean, sounds like a sound strat to me. I don't see where that could go wrong.
It's also Cav shotgun, so somebody's gonna get up close and personal.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna be trying to go for those close range encounters, especially with that pistol. Oh, like, you know, some pistols in this game, it's kind of hard to see where the sight's pointing. Cav's pistol, when you start firing, starts to become like that. It's gonna be interesting to see how this one turns out. Gonna be hearing those footsteps. Goes into sound step, sludge around the corner. Gonna be crouch peeking it. Does catch him down.
An interrogation? Oh, that's the thing you were talking about there, where
Yeah,
it just doesn't kill.
Yeah, he
Well,
threw like
so
3 bullets. It would have been ideal if it peeked there, because otherwise he has to re-peek again, fire more bullets, and potentially put himself in danger, just like he did right into Ben's headshot crosshair. I swear to God, this guy has like an 80-something% like headshot rate.
Yeah, I think that you could have gone for the interrogation there and been reasonably okay, or at least been pretty close.
Yeah,
but
the only
it's
thing is
definitely
there's
not
no
worth
way
the
you
risk.
get intel. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's not worth the risk, and especially with the Cav like that. Obviously, that shot protection's intentional, but that is incredibly infuriating in that particular case.
I feel like honestly it's a nerf that they gave that overall. There's no way that you could look at that and be like, yeah, this is so much better. I definitely wanted to interrogate a man that could be covered by like 6 people.
Yep. And now we're getting all the hatches open here. The Clash is trying to combat the Iona. It looks like they got 1 solid frag here and might even land a second here.
Bomb located by
Oh, this man is actually playing like a game of like Frogger. He's trying to like vault between the covers to slowly engage himself forward and take the minimum amount of shock damage. I really like that movement by the Iona there.
Yeah, because it does check the line of sight, right? That's what it does, that it checks the line of sight.
Oh, he's going for the fake gadget utility.
Oh, and he got one! And he got the smoke!
Oh, okay,
That's
so this
huge.
is kind of crucial. He can't get hit, and he knows that his health is low because the other guy would have been able to call it out. And there's the down because he goes for the around the corner peek. This is one of those things where like knowing how much health the last person has is really good. And oh my goodness, this Clash, the true MVP of the game, just annihilates two of the attackers there. Ayana's still down and chilling there, so this is a 1v2 here. Putting this... Oh, actually headshot onto the one, so now it's a 1v1. Just down to the Clash. If he can win this one out, we'll be seeing exactly where the Sophia is. Going for the gun peek and actually just makes it right back into the shield to bait out some bullets and slowly whittle him down to no ammo left. Looks like he's going to be going for a lot more aggressive of a push here. And looks like concuss both of them together. Gonna be pushing around the door to see if he can catch a nice angle, but nope, he cannot just yet. He was ready and waiting for it. And at this point, Zofia is gonna slowly have to bridge the distance here. As you can see, using the impacts for some free damage and trying to run as fast as he can toward her, because this is a 1v1 situation. You are able to beat the Clash if you are able to get point blank, but Clash doing such a good job of moving around corners and stopping Sophia from getting to her. First melee goes around. Can he kill him? No, he can't. QDM will win this on the back of the... I'm telling you, man, this Clash, MVP.
I don't know why he didn't go for the or why the Sophia didn't go for the plant.
If he went for the plant, the Clash would have just pulled out her gun and started playing the more psychological horror game of, am I going to shoot you or am I about to pull out my shield and try to bait you?
Well, I think like you would have had time, right? You definitely would have had time if you went for the alternate site in B, right? Because the Clash would have had to turn around, walk all the way around the outside, right? Especially for the plant there. That's wild that the Clash managed to pull that off.
At the same time, he might also hear it coming, though, because judging from that positioning, he should be able to hear if someone, runs over to the other side and whatnot. It's just such a tricky situation where I kind of agree with trying to kill the Clash, but at the same time, yeah, right there at the very end, just by the graze of a couple bullets, could not connect the kill.
Yeah, I feel like also that Clash likely should have been dead.
At the very end, it was very much possible for the Zofia. However, Clash could still, turn his body to get the shield to point his direction, if done correctly. As you can saw there, made it very difficult for the Zofia to get the kill, and put her in a really bad position.
Yeah, I think a fair amount of that loss there can actually be attributed to weirdly not or choosing to ADS after the melee, because that takes time to do that before you start firing. And I think that if you just meleeed and then, because the AR's fire rate isn't half bad from what I remember for Sophia, and just shot, you would have had at least a better chance of killing his Clash. Not amazing, but definitely better.
Yeah, and also, again, hats off to the Clash for just maneuvering so well, because generally speaking, if you tase someone with their full charge, you're not going to be able to stop them from getting to you, because they're eventually going to run out, and then they're going to just sprint right up to you, right? But this Clash actually just maneuvered himself around so many corners that there was he was able to conserve his charge perfectly and be able to, stall for as long as he possibly could, which ended up being majority of the round. That Clash's positioning guaranteed the Clash of victory there. Not guaranteed, but really, really strongly put it in his favor. I can't say guaranteed because technically there was a moment at the end.
Yep. And now we are getting into it here with MMC. Gotta try and pull this one back here, and you see the Sophia with the look into it as the the Thermite gets the master bedroom door open, and we see. Oh, where was that from?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, it's trade. That was a trade. Headshot trade.
Oh, it looks like So one of them peeked the doorway there, and the other one, as you can see, that really long angle created by the rotation and the deployable shield. They just both shot each other's head. Oh my.
Oh, they locked it into her.
They used the Iona clone to try to find the exact position and call it out, letting Sudge know, okay, it's close. Just throw it really, really close to the window, and then get the grenade on a good positioning. However, nice little dock charge to put her back to full health. 2 grenades have been used so far, and I'm not sure if they're going to be able to kill her. Actually, sorry, 3 grenades. There's only 1 frag grenade left to try to kill the Clash with.
Yeah, I don't even know. I agree. If they're going to even be able to take this round, they have to kill the Clash. Either that, or they're going to have to do some really creative play on under, which I don't think they're actually able to do as it stands,
because none of the defense is downstairs. And since I think a fair amount of that's open, they might just be able to tag the Clash that way if they rotate there with about a minute 15 left in the round here.
And Clash still holding strong by this window. This man will not die. Other than the one round where he was the last man standing and got absolutely destroyed by 5 people, this man has been doing an outstanding just survives to the very end despite all the utility. I mean, granted, he does have the dog charges to help him out, and now at this point we have Mend over here. Actually, speaking around the corner, tries to get a nice shot onto the Clash. However, will take shots himself. Wiz will get the kill on Cash, taking down. That's the Sledge there. He just peeked the window with his gun out, no fear whatsoever. Now he's gonna try to pressure out this Hibana and allow Silence and Bananas to clean up and get the last kills. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, the Clash, like, the Clash is the staple of this defense.
Yeah, and specifically on the site, and I don't think there's any way you would have known that Clash would be the linchpin of the defense. And I also think that there's a point where
They must realize that it's not worth just dealing with the Clash, right? It's just not worth it and try and do something else.
See, at this point, I feel like there are two strats. Either A, bring operators to absolutely destroy the Clash.
Hey,
Or-
they did it!
Yeah, bring the Capital. Or you try to go everywhere where the Clash is not and pray that someone else is successfully able to push, and then allow the 1v5 onto Clash again.
Yeah,
'Cause
and I think
honestly, that was probably the most. I mean, statistically, it is the most successful because they won. But you know, it's the highest odds winning there. But you know, bringing the Capital, that's a really good start to be able to get the Clash. We've got 3 grenades because Maverick. So 3 sets of grenades and a Capital. Like they're gunning for this Clash to die. This man needs to be stopped.
Yep, and also that they don't have OMI, it's only the Kaid here, and I assume that's to protect the hatch and kitchen? And that's all I got here, or maybe even the one
Attackers
in
need to locate and defuse
attic,
bombs.
because they are doing meat and kitchen here. Also, they didn't do the tertiary site second, so I'd be curious, I guess they realized that,
I
oh wait,
imagine
we
it's
actually...
also. I imagine it's also due to the fact that this is like, you know, it's a newer map, so playing secondary site on this is not a bad idea for practice.
Yep.
You know.
And now we're seeing a basically standard setup. I'm curious as to what the Kaid will do, as there aren't very many walls where he is that useful.
Actually, you know what he could do? So remember I said before, in order to protect this correctly, you need to hold down attic as long as you can. What that Kate is going to do is he's going to go run up into attic. If you
5
put
seconds left.
the electric charge right against the wall, you get, and also I think you
Attackers
might
are
have to
moving
break a
out
little
to
bit before,
locate
I'm
a
not
bomb
100%
and
sure about that. But you could for sure get the top and bottom wall with 1 K charge. So
Yeah.
he's going to try to really hold this one down with that. Yeah, if you're breaking open the floor, he's going to put the K charge down on an angle so that it goes sideways and is able to just kind of hold off both walls. And it looks like, judging by the fact that he's not putting it down immediately, he's actually more so going for the trick.
Yeah. And the trick is going to be a little bit harder considering it is a thermite, but it looks like...
I mean, there's
We
also
got the
a map. So.
Yeah. And it looks like the Capital is now upstairs, droning with the Iona, following the Iona down, tagging her... Oh, boy!
And there's a clash. Oh, you know what? There you go. Can't get the Maverick to just burn the wall because we got a clash chilling right there waiting to just keep whittling you down little by little and give out information to his teammate. As you can see, they're just shooting his head, putting bullets into the shield, putting fear in him.
Oh, wow.
And there's the grenade. I think
That's
that
the-
was probably the most successful grenade they got. However, the Doc is trying to go for the revive, but couldn't get it because he proned out of the way. And it does look like they might be able to get him back. They're throwing more grenades, and they
Wow,
out
the
one
other
with
cook as they went for the revive and they got 2 of them!
That's huge. They got rid of the smoke. That's both stalling operators down. And at this point, this is so much in favor for attack to win, just because they, like, you know, other than being undergunned, the utility left on the last couple operators in a couple last-second clutches, not most ideal. And as you guys see, the first kill actually going to Plat. Going to be taking down Kaifor, getting rid of that Capital to, you know, smoke off the site. So defense definitely still not going without a fight here. We got the Iona drone walking into site trying to figure out information. Knows that since he was looking forward and got shot from another angle, probably to his left, kind of getting a better positioning of where the other person is. Bananas going in for the flank, takes down the Iona. Definitely not down and out here for the defense as they take down 2 people so far. It's just Kashta and CB here. Some shots going back and forth. Oh my goodness, Cash is getting annihilated jumping down. The breach is going to start going off. Oh my goodness, the cage just goes prone right at the angle right as Thermite goes for the peak and wins it for UDM. That was such a massive comeback.
Yeah, and that should have been the attacker's round, but the play by the Kaid, I think he tagged 2 people from the hatch. I think he got 3 out of the 5. I think it was a solid 3-piece there. And just a wild turn of events. Now we're on match point, favoring the University of Montreal. We're getting some wild shows out of CB, Kashta, and Plash just going all out here. And of course, Wiz, even though not a lot of kills and a whole lot of deaths, the Clash just doing all the work here. as they pivoted as to who now has the capital.
At this point, I'm actually kind of upset we missed the second half of the first map because, like, especially seeing because we got told after a while it was actually 8-6 for that score. So they went to overtime and then won 2 rounds again. But like, judging off the first round being a 4-2 split, like they had to pull such a massive comeback on, and then the other side definitely still kept fighting, being able to bring that back. And you can see here, like both teams just fighting tooth and nail. And my goodness, now we get to see the Capcan come out. Like, I honestly don't even know what to expect from the Capcan at this point. Like, now obviously you're gonna put it on charges on the wall, put them in more blind spots so that people don't see them as much. But I'm kind of curious to see like what the mentality is bringing into basement here, because they could like try to put the majority upstairs to stop any free movement upstairs and slow them down and make them take damage, or they could also kind of leave kind of some traps for Clash to be able to back up into, so that other people will focus on the Clash and then just run straight into the Capcan and take so much damage, allowing her to either tase them for the next 40 damage or already be dead.
Yeah, it looks like he's covering all the stairs. So if you look, he's at both the top and bottom of each of the stair sets on the south side of the map, and into the doorway where the hatch is in the small shower area next to kitchen.
That is a hatch that needs to be reinforced, and at this point they cannot go for it, or that is immediate death. And I also like to point out, Capcan did get caught up by the Capital drone, so they definitely know to be looking out for them in particular, and I'm kind of curious to see if they will get caught by any at this point.
So it looks like the Jackal will be able to shotgun that hatch open, which is not great for the defense side, and it looks like the only one left is the Clash, and that's white stairs.
That Capcan, was he beneath the hatch as the other guy standing on top of it? Or no, it looks like he's more at an angle, okay. So he's just gonna shoot straight up and just start blasting him the second he realizes there's someone there, but looks like we will be getting the Clash here to kind of create some tunnel vision. Unfortunately, that nice little deployable charge there was placed on the side that they have to peek, so they were able to easily see it as they peeked and not really catch their blind spot whatsoever there. However, Clash, did try her best to try to bait them into it. Couldn't really
it looks
get it
like the Jackal got tagged a little bit from something, not entirely sure what here, as we see Plats, the top fragger here being on the Capcan. And it looks like it looks like Maverick getting the hatch open. Yeah. The good old-fashioned way is to see.
That's going to be pretty major for the attack here, because that's going to allow Clash have to play a lot further back unless she wants to get shot from above super easily, and kind of already put the Clash on a bit more of a reserve position where the attackers could just peek the long haul and shoot straight into this rotation and kind of stop the attackers altogether. Like, at this point, they don't 100% need to push this Clash. They could just sit here and play the long angle focus.
Yeah, and it looks like the Clash is overhealed here.
Yeah, so, and there comes the anxiety and the
oh no, he cooked himself again!
Not again! Oh my goodness, he tried to go for it again and unfortunately blew himself up.
And I think that might cost them the match, unfortunately. Nope, not necessarily. Kuiper not going down without a fight, tagging the Capcan.
I feel like that one was honestly fatigued.
Oh, and the frag got down!
Located by attackers.
I don't know from what or where. But it looks like they got the Clash back up here, but I have no idea where that down even came from.
Probably, I want to guess another grenade from the hatch, or just got like a very good angle on from the hatch. And well, and here comes the benefits of bringing a Talk and a Clash. The Clash is back at full health and ready to stall out for the whole round again. Like, this is honestly, like, the way that they're playing this Clash Doc combo is just so good. And it's working so well for them. You can tell that they're really trying to make this one work, and it's paying off so far. And CB gonna be getting the kill onto Wiz. That's the Clash comp. Banana's gonna get a double piece himself. And actually, there is a melee icon there for the knife, as the final kill goes out from Bananas as he gets the kill onto Cash.
This whole half can be entirely attributed to the existence of the Clash, and since it's been not in ranked and not even in Pro League, because it was added to Pro League and then removed for a while, is just the existence of the Clash. That's basically it, just not knowing how to deal with that, and that's what...
Wait, is their dog player actually have 0 kills? Because honestly, even if he does have 0 kills, okay, no, he says 2 kills. But still, like, even though this Doc didn't get that much kills, it doesn't matter, because he healed the Clash back to full health and kept this man going for another, like, marathon, honest to God.
Yeah, for, like, every single round, I think?
I'm pretty sure, like, he was probably, like, lower amount of kills because he wasn't trying to take too many aggressive angles, trying to go more for, like, just trying to make sure the utility of the Clash is alive and going. And honest to God, like the Clash Dot combo just by far the most busted thing in the game, right? In this game.
Yeah, and I have to say congratulations to University of Montreal for making it past the semifinals, and holy cow, good job for MMC, the Monday Morning Chapel, for giving us one hell of a show to watch.
Oh yeah, that was. I'm almost super upset that we didn't get to watch the first one now, because like, if that was how the final game went, I really have to wonder how like the OT Villa went. 'Cause
Yeah, like that was really
Jesus.
important that we missed that, because that was a stellar show that we ended up watching here for this particular one. And it looks like we'll be getting one of the members of Montreal Friends to be an interview. And it looks like we got Platts. Ooh. Let's see when we get him in. When they get in here. Hello.
What's up? Sorry, I can speak very loudly. My parents are they're sleeping right now, so
It's all right.
as soon as you can hear me, it's
Yep. We hear you well enough.
I have to ask, man, like the Clash and Dot combo.
they banned freaking Ying and Jaeger. We were like, oh, that's weird as fuck. So we're like, okay, so they want to play some nades, so let's play Clash. That's it. And then it's not like on the first round we went like there was not a duck. We didn't play duck. And then we just saw that the nades kind of deal some damage to Clash, so we're like, okay, let's just bring a duck and constantly heal her. So they
Honest
just
to
kind of
God.
waste their fucking nades.
Watching that from a spectator point of view, that your Clash just like it was most insane. Like if you don't pay attention to like the amount of utility that she's burning, I swear to God, she may as well just took the MVP from you. Like
Yeah, I know, dude. I know this combo actually the dog just like max just like 2 kills or something, but like he freaking heals like you can move like around. Like when we were meeting, I was running, dude. I was fucking running, and he heals me while I was running. I was like, okay, let's
this
fucking
man
go.
is like he's literally just peeking every core with the stim pistol waiting to speak.
Yeah, exactly. He was running with it. Now who's I mealing right now? Come in.
I
Yeah,
also have to
that
ask,
was the play for real. That was the play.
Yeah,
Oh
100%.
Yeah.
because the first map we unfortunately couldn't get to see the second half. Was the first map as crazy as that last map? Because like honest to God, like looking at the scoreline, I have to imagine it was slightly like toward that favor.
For real, we just we kind of got out of our game because of all the Rios and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were leading like 4-2 or something, and then we switched on attack, and everything was not going right. Like they were swinging everything, and uh, yeah, they were peeking a lot. Like they running through our thermite charges that just explodes, and it was a weird match, and we were kind of pissed off. And it's same as last week, you know. We were like, okay, we want to play Oregon, you know, so let's just win club, go in Oregon and win this. We're still figuring out Villa, but yeah.
Yeah. And Quayman, you got any questions?
No, that was basically all the questions for me. It was just incredibly wild to see the Clash just actually working that spectacularly well, as even more recently Clash isn't just that great on average, but this was a above average performance that just
Yeah,
looked
for real,
spectacular.
Wiz. Big credits to Wiz for bringing her.
He's about to
Yeah.
go to championship or not championship.
For
Sorry,
real,
he's
it's
gonna
gonna be
become the
his
champion
name.
with
Oh,
the Clash plays.
of course, dude. And she's kind of getting in the meta right now, so we're trying to figure out like some sites that we have more we struggle a lot with. We just switch to Clash and
Oh yeah,
pop some guys, and it's
You're making
working. It's working. So.
making me excited now for the next season when we get to see if the Clash gets pulled out
Oh
again.
yeah, and it's gonna be better. Like,
Yeah,
we're just starting with it.
Yeah, over under on Clash actually surviving through the next season in its entirety. I'm on the under for that one.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, for real. That was a
Thank
really
you.
good match. We really liked it. At first, it was more a weird match. I would say it was a fun match to play, and yeah.
Yeah. And thank you so much for. Oh, actually, one more question. The Tachanka.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
did you expect him to bring it that many times? And if so, like, do you
Uh,
really feel like it threw a wrench in your plans, or it just ended up working entirely to how you would push anyways?
I gotta say, like the first time we were kind of surprised, but then it's I don't think we had to really deal with it. Because most likely we're just throwing some Zofios at him or getting the vertical play and get him out. But on defense, they really played well. They were really on point with their gun skills and stuff. I don't think that the strats were prep. I don't like you gotta ask you gotta ask for it,
Yeah,
but they were
Yep.
bringing some weird strats that kind of seems to be on the fly, and their gun skills and everything just worked.
and
But the
before we
Tachanka was still weird, like the Ying and Jaeger ban. It was like a weird stuff. Yeah.
before we close out here, I really commend you to go back in the VOD and actually watch when you guys flashed the living daylights out of that warden. That was the that man got bullied. There's no way to say around to that. That man actually just got bullied.
For where the warden from the
There was
blue?
a point where they were in basement. I'm not sure the exact corner, but it's the one by where like you would breach as a thermite or something like
It's like
that.
construction. It's over there.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Like we called it like the 90 or L.
your Thatcher
Okay.
EMP'd him so hard that there was no way he could get those glasses back on, and then you just see like a bunch of flash.
Oh my god. I
The
want
man
to see
actually
this
got
VOD.
bullied.
I really want to see this VOD.
I feel so bad because he brought Warden for one intention and then never got to get to pull it out. Like it
Oh
just
my
it just feels
god.
so bad.
Yeah. I think this was the only round that they bring him, but not sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much for that match today. That was one of
Yeah,
the
no
best matches
problem.
I've watched in a long time, honestly.
Yeah, I think it was a funny match to watch. I think it was more best to watch than to play it for real. Like you guys should have seen some impressive stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yep, yep.
And of course, shout outs to our sponsors. We got What's New, bringing our merch as well. I'm pretty sure we still got some good mouse pads and sweatpants coming in. I know I'm
Yeah,
putting an order
what
in
are we
myself.
playing for finals? We're playing
I'm
for
not
I
100%
think it's like
sure what
I
the.
think it's merch. Not sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on if you guys get anything for winning. It looks like, yep, getting confirmation. It is merch for winners.
Okay,
Woo!
nice.
Merch.
Let's go.
Shout outs to What's New there. And of course, we got Rogue Energy adding a little bit to the prize pool for every person that uses the code CEA, keeping us nice and energized for every single cast. Thank you, Rogue Energy. And yeah, that's been today's cast. And I don't think we have any more for the week unless something comes up. We'll see how that one goes. But thank you all for watching and have a good night.
Good night, all.